will seize the crown and punch their ticket to SummerSlam for potentially the World Heavyweight or the Undisputed WWE Championship or either of the Women's Championships if both are still in play. As we bring forward this brief last preview night of Night of Champions on this episode of City Predicting. Welcome everybody into the discussion. Let's freaking go from the States before we head over virtually to Saudi Arabia. As this is City Predicting, episode number 176. Hello, everybody, and welcome back here once again to City Predicting. You know what this is? From the Simple Man, the Simple Brand, the voice for Grateful for Professional Wrestling. Damn it. And my name is Noel Foster. So thank y'all for tuning in, whether live or on demand. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. And if you want to dictate the conversation, super chat or PayPal or Patch, simple as that. And also, just a heads up, of course, your predictions matter too as you speak them in the chat. I will, of course, put them up on screen. Stay topical as always, folks. And again, you can get your predictions still in. They will be due noon Eastern Standard Time, literally 12 hours and 29 minutes from now. So if you haven't gotten them already, you still got time. And then stay tuned for our coverage of the studios and particularly breakdown after the weekend concludes. And shout out to the 25 of you that put in your predictions so far, included but not limited to Big and Underscore Space, best name ever. Adrian, our own General Jerry Slaughter, my horseman of predictions, Jeff Chadwick, Mark Griffith, Chaz Rocks, Brandon Rushes, Rocco, Steve-O, several members of No DQ, Kimberly, she's Canadian, by the way, nice lady, and even I see a couple of you. So, all right, let's go ahead and introduce the nice panel and get right into this Soiree. And shout out to, hey, Rob Green, great to see you. Hello. And Matt Helms, good to see you as well. And it's good to see once again the newest member of the City Predicting community live on the forum now, truly part of the family. It's wonderful to have Birdman, Dave Scheffler, wise as ever.
Thanks.
Dave, how are you this evening? How do you feel about tomorrow's afternoon festivities for Night of Champions?
Yeah, it's some good matches. Just I think the idea is hopefully we see some angles that lead us to SummerSlam a little bit, and it could be a good match. It could be a good show. It could be mediocre. I'll look forward to watching it and appreciate you having me. Seems like we just did this.
You would be pretty accurate, although it's still within 24 hours, beyond 24 hours that we did last do this, but you're also right. That being said, appreciate you always. I appreciate the outlook, and I definitely agree on those simple takes. That being said, one half of the MVPs, the VIPs, the most contributing members of the Civil Studios community. Of course, talking about the Dominguez. Emmanuel, how are you this afternoon where you stand on the West Coast? How you feeling about Night of Champions?
Like before we got on, I was telling I was about to name it WWE Night of Not So Championships. Because there's a once upon a time, WWE used to put every title on the line. No kidding. Every title was on the line. Now we barely get even every title on the line. What's up with that, WWE? They're talking about a dead concept, just like as her in predictions. If you haven't seen it, watch yesterday's predictions.
Yeah, not wrong with consistency.
Do the picks, but nevertheless, it's an okay card. I have some complaints of my own about this card. Some individuals who did not deserve to win, in my opinion. But it's what it is. It's going to sell the card. People are going to be hot, and that's all we can do. Like they're the ease of business, and they're not going to listen to the hardcore fans. They're going to listen to the casual little kids, and that's the truth.
I mean, hey, the truth will set you free, but also no lies detected. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah, and I agree with you 110%.
Dummy. Yeah.
And thank you for staying consistent. And when I say dummy, you say, yeah, dummy.
Yeah.
Dummy. I wasn't talking about you. It's all about me. With that being said, he's not a dummy. He is the renegade of wrestling, JJ Williams, the CEO of Kazani Studios and chief brand ambassador of the Super Reliable Studios. That being said, JJ, good to see you once again. How are you feeling about WWE Night Champions, my friend?
How about we just pull a Jey Uso here and we run back what Emmanuel said?
There you go.
Again, used to be every championship on the line. Now we've got 3 championships on the line on a 6-match card. You
Yeah.
know, neither IC titles being defended.
No.
The world heavyweight title's not being defended. The tag title's not being defended.
No.
Neither tag title's being defended. The women's tag title isn't being defended.
No. Neither women's championship being defended. Shall we continue?
Yeah. I mean, what are we doing here? I will give you the 2 King of the Ring finals matches because while they are not championships in belts, you are winning a tournament to get a title shot at the next big show. So I'll give you those 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
But Seth and Bron can be on a random Raw.
Facts.
Just like half of the matches at Forbidden Door can be on a random Collision, but that's a whole other story.
Again, Seth and Bron is a blow-off match also, remember. I'm surprised it's not Hell in the Cell instead of just a cage, but this is the blow-off for them.
But to that point, Seth and Punk blow-off was at the Raw premiere on Netflix.
I was about to say that.
It's a premiere though. That's a major show. Was a major show.
Okay, so you saved this for Saturday night's main event.
Well, that could be because Saturday. Yeah, I mean,
still, but
there's debates in there.
To the point with the manual, consistency. That's going to be me. Consistency. I've got a lot to say about some of these matches and very little to say about others. So, in the words of No DQ's resident Big Baller, let's get this ball rolling, baby. I'm going to be here, but I'm going to be off camera. You're going to have to look at me in the lovely Thea Hale while I get down on my dinner.
And you know what? I don't blame you. Enjoy those videos because they're going to be more red hot than the action on this card per se.
Yeah.
Based on what we're discussing. And that's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Let me talk to it. No, we're not going there. But that being said, again, thank you, JJ. And again, I definitely agree with the sentiment, but it is what it is. To those that do believe this is going to be held in a higher echelon as a whole, I hope your expectations are met and surpassed. To me, mid. But without further ado, to the community, wrestling fans, enthusiasts, hardcore casuals, the Orange Cast, these with a level of whatever. Let's get right into it. Again, this is WWE Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. It will be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time exclusively on ESPN Unlimited with the first hour on ESPN. We will be coming here at the CB Labo Studios. They do have a 2-hour kickoff show. Fuck that noise. We're not doing that shit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into this. And to JJ's point, we got 6 matches here. 2 matches that mean absolute importance towards SummerSlam as they have World Championship implications and the Undisputed WWE Championship and the rest. So let's go ahead and kick things off what I think should be might as well the opener because why are we running this back? I mean, you really got nothing else. It's the United States, not the Intercontinental. Who's the Intercontinental champions again? So Ruka, that would make sense. The other champion, Penta. Penta almost forgot he was champion because that's how much it's like, whoop. But that being said, screw the idea of defending something that's supposed to be intercontinental on an intercontinental PLE. But nonetheless, it is what it is. As we approach the 250th anniversary of America, let's go ahead and talk about the red, white, and blue for the men and the women. I almost feel like we could go back to back on both of these. So fuck it. Maybe I'll wrap them up into one package. But fuck it. Let's do it. TV time kicks things off, and it wins probably if it kicks things off live. Or maybe it's the top of the hour. They seem to do the women at the top of the hour. But I'm going to give the newlywed his credit where credit's due because he absolutely deserves it. Good on you, Trick Willie. Let's talk about the Women's United States Championship match to kick things off. And yes, Tiffany Stratton defends the gold against Jade Cargill. This will be Tiffany and Jade 3 or 4. I don't know. I lost count. She's the new Nia Jax. Anyway, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, their beef goes all the way back to last year's SummerSlam when Tiffany Stratton was, of course, the former WWE Women's champion. And, of course, due to injury, Jade beat her and had a lackluster run in the experiment film, much like Jey Uso. Now she's back in the mid-card where she might be the most comfortable going after the United States title because Lord help us if we use somebody like Chelsea Green or Julia or insert name here that's not Jade Cargill. But to Jade's credit, and again, I try to look at both things here, devil's advocate, but also the heavily aspect. They seem to work very well together, and this seems to be where Jade might be the most comfortable. So, bottom line, does Tiffany time run out, or does Tiffany Stratton beat that bitch, and we move on with Tiffany Stratton as the face of the U.S. before we officially salute and hopefully once again vote in our hot mess? Let's go around the horn and see what y'all think. Due to the nature of city predicting and the nature of this card and probably our levels of energy, everyone will say their piece on these matches if they choose. After one person said, of course, the ballot on the vote in what they believe in. And basically, according to Rob Green, both finals on the first hour, that's a whole different level of rage that you're going to bring out JJ and others. If that's the fact, Rob, I hope that you're truly wrong. In my opinion, one of them should end the show. The other one should start during the top of the main feed. Otherwise, they'll be, what are we doing? All right, that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the Women's United States Championship. We're just going to go around the horn and just see what people think. Emmanuel, your thoughts on Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Do you have a brand new United States Women's Champion? Then we're going to go, because we got a smaller panel here, a little differently. We're going to go this way, and then me, and then move on. New champ or retainment?
New champ, fortunately. Tiffany time has run its course. She needs a character change badly. The babyface run is done. Like, it's time for her to turn heel. If not, I'm not sure what we're doing here. I'm not feeling the TV time babyface run. Like, I'm not sure when it likes spark. Like, probably last pay-per-view at the most. I'm not sure what does pinpoint when I lost interest of her, but it is what it is.
Point hold. Sorry,
yeah.
You were saying.
So yeah, just Jade has the momentum. Let her see. Let's see what she does with this mid-card title, and run it from there. Because let's face back, Minchin and BFAB are mid-card talent. So, well, perfect fit for a mid-card championship to have a mid-card storyline.
My fellow American, I must disagree with you on the stance that not every American earns the right to have a job opportunity freely, nor does an appeal mean that a job opportunity is given willingly. In my opinion, bitch don't need no belt. Thank you. That being said, coming out of the manhole covers of Saudi Arabia and interfering with the order is Charles Schultz, who still believes in Chase U, idiot. But that being said, welcome, Charles, to the City of Predicting. It's been a moment since we've seen you. How are you?
First of all, how dare you disrespect Chase U?
Always. Then, now, and forever.
Hey, that's going to be fun.
Oh, I'm sure it is, as I got both Chase U alumni next to me. That being said, since you just joined the fray from one Chase U plant to another, let's start with your predictions next. That being said, the ballot's set to new champ. I think you're foolish. That being said, Charles, what do you think? Jade Cargill once again becomes the champion of something for no reason? Or does Tiffany Stratton continue to rock around the clock all the way into America's independence?
New champion.
Wow.
Because let's be honest, I'm going to say it now, we're getting Jade and Charlotte for the women's U.S. title at SummerSlam. There you go.
Interesting take. I mean, Flair and Cargill was one of those matches teased when he first arrived on the blue brand, so I guess that's one way you do it without involving either in the World Championship. Although, again, the biggest money match, Charlotte Rhea, hindsight, just saying. We'll talk more about that when we get to the Queen in the Ring. JJ, as far as favoritism with your bitch, it is minor in a favor of 1 to 2. 68% goes with Tiffany Stratton, 32% go with Jade Cargill. And why this isn't the crown jewel, this jewel might as well be at your budget shelf at Walmart. So that being said, do you got Jade Cargill winning the United States Championship or Tiffany Stratton retaining? Tiffany Stratton, of course, has held this title for a short period since beating Julia out of nowhere, since the Julia Kiana James experiment fell. But now that Julia seems to have an individual personality and they're trying to bring forward her promo capability and her bilingual nature with her trifecta international background, there might be some hope for the beautiful madness yet. Although I'm waiting to see her and maybe the glamour, like Monroe, mix it up. But that's just something else that I'm just hoping that WWE feeds me to make me invested as a fan again. But highly unlikely and unlikely. Anyway, JJ, what you got to say regarding that bitch and Tiffy time? Two women that you heavily support and know very well.
First of all, I'm offended you didn't come to me first, knowing that I am the only person here who has ever truly supported Jade Cargill.
Yeah, sometimes I like to change the narrative.
You know, I even stopped eating and came on camera because I figured you were going to throw to me first.
Wow.
And then I had to sit here, let my food get cold while not one, but two other people spoke, Noah.
All right. Note to self, next time Jade's on a graphic.
Shame on you.
All right. So
That
now
being
we know.
said,
Jade being the JJ gem. Continue.
To Rob's point here, I agree Charlotte and Jade doesn't need the title, but it's going to have the title. Because if there's one thing Charlotte is greedy about, it's championships. Now, traditionally, she wants to be in the world title picture.
Correct.
But Becky has one up on her because Becky has been IC champion. Becky just needs the US title to be Grand Slam champion.
Again.
Now that we actually have defined mid-card titles, like a true Grand Slam champion is supposed to win, Charlotte is going to need to get a hold of the US title, a championship that her daddy held back in WCW, and get a hold of the IC title, a title that her daddy held in the WWE, in order to accomplish that Grand Slam. So that being said, Jade will defeat Tiffy here. Charlotte Jade will be for the title at SummerSlam. And I have a feeling Charlotte will win the title at SummerSlam. Because again, we need star power on a 2-night SummerSlam. And while you can argue if Jade is that star power, her in-ring ability may still be lacking to some, but everything else about her presentation screams superstar. Everything about Tiffany's look, and I love Tiffy. You know I've supported Tiffy time since my NXT. The more and more work she gets done to her, the more and more she looks like a porn star instead of a superstar. Just saying. That may be where Emmanuel started to lose it with her. He was trying to pinpoint where that could be it right there, because she's more and more looking like she belongs on Brazzers as opposed to SmackDown.
Well, she might be trying to appeal to a different audience. Look how well it worked out for Mandy Rose. I'm just saying.
But that also cost Mandy Rose her job. I'm just saying.
This is WWE. They'll keep whoever can put money into their pockets versus whoever can put freaking implants in their chests. That being said, you got Jade Cargill. I don't. I'm still going with Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany versus Charlotte is more worthwhile, especially with the Charlotte-Alexa dynamic in play that was basically going up against the badge of Jade Cargill on SmackDown tonight after Jade got the better. Hey, guys, you remember how WWE booking works? Usually based on the person that looks stronger going in, they lose. So I'm still on Tiffy time, and whoever RCS champion, who I think is more capable, who I think is more marketable, I'm going with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time or Brazzers endorsement be damned. I'm still thinking Tiffany Stratton is the face of the U.S. heading into July 4th. Now, as far as what happens beyond that, Madison Square Garden, Chelsea Green, Charlotte implosion, Temu baddies go to catering or sent back across the border. I could care freaking less. That being said, Tiffany Stratton retains for right now because anything could change between here and SummerSlam. Knowing the WWE doesn't know how to do something beyond a month, if not 3 weeks. And you got to do something major at Madison Square Garden. I'm just saying. The mecca of sports entertainment in America. Tiffany Stratton for the win. Someone has to be different. Hell, someone has to make this thing seem somewhat interesting. All right. I believe that leaves Emmanuel to finish. Well, you're not married. I'm sorry. You can tell how tired I am. Hey, thank you very much. Dave, you're the last one, Birdman. It's 1 Tiffany. It is 3 Jade Cargills. And looks like the audience is mostly going with Tiffany. Where do you stand with this?
Well, No, you took the words out of my mouth because I had Jade until SmackDown tonight. When I watched SmackDown, I said, not only did Tiffany take a loss, Jade got a win, and then Jade stood tall over Tiffany. So I think Tiffany's holding on to it. I don't think Charlotte and Jade need the title for SummerSlam, and because I think, as far as she thinks, whether her dad held it or not, I think she wants the world title before any mid titles. So I think Tiffany's holding on to it, and you still see Jade and Charlotte at SummerSlam somehow.
Yeah, and again, considering the fallout of the Queen of the Ring tournament with Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair and all this other miscellaneous player nonsense, she's bigger than this. She's the queen after all. And I feel like they're going to definitely need, if Rhea is taking a hiatus, major world championship capable caliber opponents in that picture. Just saying.
Definitely.
All right. And that being said, go get a Pen Express endorsement, Mia Yim and freaking BFAB. Anyway, moving on. All right, well, that was simple. Seriously, I feel like this was truly simple here for the night. And thank you, Rob. Muchas gracias. Appreciate you in all languages that I could say thank you. All right. Manuel, shut up. That is a ballot that's never going to reach the voting pool that no one's ever going to vote into. All right. That being said, Charles, doing the freaking finger gesture or doing a Richard Nixon. I am not a crook. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on from there. Charles might be a crook. I don't know. I don't know what he does by night versus day, but let's see what he absolutely buys into besides Chase University that's dead. Charles, you kick things off next. Let's talk about Trick Willie versus Absolute Ricky Saints. A match with all the charisma, but technically speaking, this is heel versus heel, but considering we got a newlywed and a man with a charisma that could rival Dwayne The Rock Johnson with his own presentation, maybe he is the exo de facto babyface. But yes, folks, we go from the Women's United States Championship match to the Men's United States Championship match. As Trick Williams has been whooping that trick without a gingerbread man chasing him or him chasing him, basically since winning this title at WrestleMania. Absolute Ricky Saints got the proverbial golden shovel as soon as he arrived and got ousted out of any form for the Undisputed WWE Championship picture we'll talk about here as our opener after the King of the Ring. Well, actually, no, we'll do this as the opener because it's a damn title. And now we have Ricky Saints, who beat Carmelo Hayes. Yes, you heard me right. Ricky Saints beat Carmelo Hayes to earn this opportunity. And now we find these two men going one-on-one. Subtle exchange of words on SmackDown here. Both men with all the pompous and confidence in the world to hold on to this belt and who rightfully should be the face of the U.S. And now we have at least a new program and a first-time matchup on SmackDown. What a crazy-ass concept. For a mid-card championship. Really, Emmanuel? So that being said, Charles, what do you think happens here? Do we absolutely get a brand new WWE United States champion for the men? Or do we whoop that trick with the newlywed still holding the United States Championship? What do you think?
Trick is holding the title. He's keeping the belt. And then we're going to see Mello and Trick probably at SummerSlam. That is all.
You just want to see Trick Mello game. Just call it what it is.
Yes. That is all. Also,
all right.
Manuel, good job.
Oh, my gosh. The bloody hell. Freaking that's better than lemon pepper steppers versus that as your avatar. I'm just saying. All right. Well, let's go ahead and see what happens here. For those that are wondering what happened on SmackDown, Ricky Saints took a cheap shot against Little Yachty after being called the Peanut Gallery. After Ricky Saints made sure that he was the one that got the last word or the last shot in. As again, the revolution will be televised. Okay, so Charles has set the ballot for Trick Willie. Whoop that trick. The face of the U.S. still Trick Willie or Barack Obama with hair and sunglasses. Let's go around the horn and see what the rest of you all think. Let's go to Dave this time. Dave, what do you think? Does Trick Williams still hold on to the United States Championship? He's been holding it on now for about 2 months and a week or so. Or do we get some surprise upset here and Ricky Saints actually surprises us? Or does Little Yachty use something different besides a candy cane stick and a $1 bill to cost Ricky Saints this chance? What do you think happens?
I think definitely Trick's winning. I don't even know if he needs Little Yachty this time for this one. I think it's too early for Ricky Saints to win a title at this point. And Trick's going over. He's going to be in SummerSlam as one of the championship matches.
Yeah, actually going into one of the big four as the champion for one of the biggest whoop that tricks of the year. With all the bass, all the bit bass. All right. Well, that being said, I'm surprised if Emmanuel plays Emmanuel card because I'm not to play any pressure on you, bruv. It's 100% unanimous in the entire City Predicting community poll on the forum so far. The 25 people that have submitted. So are you going to be that one oddball player to change the narrative, or are we all riding right now alongside Trick Willie?
Wow. Good for the no DQ universe. The 25 people voting the right choice. The Trick really is to retain this title. That's all I have to say. Like it's pretty obvious he's gonna retain. It'll be an idiotic mentality. Why will you give it to Ricky Saints when he has no momentum at all? It's kind of sad to point that out. But it is what it is. Like I'm not sure that the casuals do see NXT. We know people do see NXT, but it is what it is. Trick Williams for the win. Like there's no reason to change the title.
I feel like that's going to be a lot of the chat for this simple PLE tonight. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I completely agree. We're going to whoop that Trick all the way into SummerSlam. And as much as I want to see Trick Mello game, I can see them really riding out this program with Ricky Saints as long as he rolled out on the NXT North American Championship of all Eagle, Ethan Page. And that might be literally our mid-card rivalry since Trick Williams is not doing the open challenge, which I guess you could say is a nice change of pace because at least it means that you might have a focus point to build a star with this title. Is Ricky Saints the next one, though, or is him the one to come forward who already built this title up? And where the fuck is he the Dragunov? Just saying. But yeah, I got Trick Willie retaining. I will also agree to whoop that Trick. I like it. That being said, let's go to JJ, who will Booker T impression that all day and all night long, longer than a Lionel Richie song. And let's see if he whoops that Trick, or does he believe there is an absolute change that will happen in Saudi Arabia? Just saying. JJ, you finish things up. What's your thoughts on this?
We're going to keep living in Trick Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, man. We're going to whoop that Trick.
And the lemon pepper steppers are going to keep walking their way. Oh, bloody hell. All right. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward. So straight up, that's the first hour. And honestly, this makes sense to be the first hour, in my opinion. If it's the King and Queen of the Ring, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay.
I mean, the guy who brought us the fantastic era of Trick and A is going to continue to reign supreme here on SmackDown.
I almost want to play the loser horn, but at least here it makes sense. And the less we talk about that, the less my blood will boil because I'm getting very close to that 3-word sentence. And Sunday will be the do or die. Especially, shut the fuck up, especially if a certain team loses against the only other team in a non-existent tag team division on the fucking shadow of a former identity that was the brand of TNA Wrestling with an actual women's division that led the business. Now, that being said, everyone got their piece in. Very good.
All I wanted to point out is, like in the intro to Shenanigans, if Trick and A is what it took for Dattila to acknowledge someone from my NXT, I'm here for it. Because Dattila never worked Tuesday, remember? So
still doesn't.
And Charles has his hand up.
All right,
out of the sewers.
Well, once in a while, he has to bring himself to light, like Evanescence. That being said, hello, lads. Good to see you in the chat. I'll send a link as well if you want to join in or continue just being shout in the conversation if you wish. Just let me know, my Canadian friend. That being said, Seth also believes that Trick retains. Charles, what you got to say real quick?
Second legs are working good. Jay's not wrong.
Brain don't work. We're live, pal.
Yeah, I know. We're live.
Yeah, we're all live here. I don't know how we're live, but we are. Continue.
But yeah, I agree with JJ when it comes to the Trick TNA thing. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So he's just
Thank you,
riding.
Charles, and take another sip of your moon mist.
I wish I had that right now, but I don't.
Sometimes I really wonder, should I get the hard stuff for Mountain Dew? But anyway, moving on. All right, well, moving
Nice
on
man.
up from there. Well done, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and continue now into the actual importance of this card, shall we? Because why it is called Night of Champions, it is not about championships. It is about championship opportunities. And they all culminate through the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. And since we had a mighty queen of the SR Studios family arrive in the chat, she will kick things off for the Queen of the Ring matchup. Listen to her or watch this, Crimea River, or do you believe in the Jesus of the sky? Let's talk about this year's Queen of the Ring finals. Folks, that's not photocopy. Do not let your eyes deceive you. That is indeed the Raw WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion, Liv Morgan, of the Judgment Day, defending her freaking challenger's chance to challenge for a championship. The Genius of the Sky, former Raw superstar Io Sky. So yes, Io Sky and Liv Morgan, they both qualified through their fatal four-way openers, and of course Liv Morgan beat Raquel Rodriguez in the semifinals, while Liv Morgan did beat the Queen, Charlotte Flair. And basically Liv Morgan says, I'm the champion. Why not go after this? Why not control who actually gets to face me? Almost sounds like they're trying to do New Japan, but Timu style. That being said, Liv Morgan's really trying to control whoever will challenge her for this title, even though the last time we saw her have a serious threat to her championship, it was Mommy Rhea Ripley, who is the current WWE Women's Champion, and Io Sky, who, might I add, is on Raw, but Rhea Ripley has never beaten her. A lot of what ifs in the air right now when it comes to the WWE Women's Division, more than usual, but that's saying something, and honestly, that might be saying more of the same. Nonetheless, one of these two women will win Queen of the Ring and will punch the ticket to SummerSlam, either dictating the championship or pursuing a WWE Women's World Championship. So let's go around the horn and see what you all think. And as I said earlier, we will kick things off with one of our queens of the Cinema Studios, the Mighty Morphin Pink Power Ranger and the creator of Pop Culture Powerbomb, bringing her own power to this forum, Dattila. Hello, Dattila. Welcome to the forum. And who you got winning this year's Queen of the Ring tournament? And you're muted, and that's a great freeze frame. Botch. And StreamYard's not about my phone, so I'll be participating in the chat. That's fine, Ash. And I encourage you to also either tag alongside Dattila or just let your own baddie analysis be known in the chat. Now, Dattila, if you can actually speak, please speak.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Very good.
Oh,
Okay.
you know, I kind of question why Liv Morgan was in this tournament in the first place.
You and everybody that has a brain that sees she has a damn strap, not called a choker.
But I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Liv Morgan. I feel like she's gonna pick her opponent in this for who she gets to face.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So basically, it's Judgment Day, defined by the Judgment Day when it comes to anything that happens with the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship, primarily dictated by judge, jury, and executioner Liv Morgan.
Yeah. I gotta go with Liv on this one. I just feel like, you know, she's probably gonna want to pick her opponent. They're probably gonna allow her to pick her opponent because I don't know. I mean, if Io Sky wins, who does she face? You get me?
Well, there's nothing official yet, and as far as I know, you got Liv Morgan and you got Rhea Ripley, women that she's both beaten.
True.
Just saying. All right. Thank you, Dattila, and so glad to have you here. And it's been such a long time, my friend. I hope that everything's going well in and out of academic ventures and pop culture references and escapades. And again, folks, if you haven't already, follow her today at PC Powerbomb on the X and subscribe today to Rangers of Wrestling, where it's always wrestling.
I like messing with you, and you're my.
Who doesn't like messing with me? I'm the butt of everybody here for some reason because I am not entertained.
You know, I'm almost done writing your song. I'm gonna hire someone on Fiverr to sing it.
Oh,
and we're gonna make a whole music video out of it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna hit the Spotify Billboard charts. Thanks, Dattila. Much love to you, pal. All right. And much love to the family of Joe Dorian, by the way, who formed this part of Violent Design in TNA Impact Wrestling as he lost his battle with cancer and his life has officially hit zero wrestling power. All right. That being said, she set the ballot for Liv Morgan. Cry me a waiver if you disagree. But then again, Saudi Arabia, based on her previous record, she's had good fortunes here. Let's not forget. Former Crown Jewel champion, I believe the inaugural Crown Jewel champion, and she even beat Becky Lynch here at one point for that very freaking title that she's holding. Just saying. This very well might be her stage.
She also won the Royal Rumble in Saudi.
Yeah, literally. Earlier this year, that led to her WrestleMania moment where she introduced Trouble. Oh, wait, no, that's EC3. But Trouble in the Monday Night Raw more than ever, being the leading woman of Monday Night Raw, whether people like it or not. Me, indifferent. All right, so we got Liv Morgan. Let's go around the horn and see what the rest of the people think. We will go with Emmanuel next on this one. Emmanuel Io Sky. She doesn't have anybody on Monday Night Raw. She's rolling solo. Rhea Ripley, debatable right now where both her body and her mindset stands. I just hope that she's okay. Liv Morgan, she has the entire Judgment Day behind her. The leading women of Monday Night Raw, and of course, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. And someone's got to give sooner rather than later with that trifecta of power in the longest running Evanescence My Chemical Romance ads in Monday Night Raw history, not named Degrassi. So what do you got to say, Emmanuel, regarding this?
Wow, I mean, like, there's so much to unload in this match. It's just the stupidity of this match. If Liv loses, it makes her look weak.
It makes the title look weak.
Yeah, exactly. It makes the title look weak. Io winning, and she picks Mommy. What an idiot! You just threw away your pick for Rhea Ripley. You just beat the world woman champion, Liv Morgan. 1, 2, 3. Yep. My mom just disconnected the light. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
He went to dark as soon as he said Molly was on top. Damn.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But nevertheless,
this is entertaining.
But nevertheless, it's kind of frustrating because then you go like why didn't you go for Liv? Like it's that simple. You just beat the world champion. But like I said, like if Liv is gonna win, she's gonna beat face Rhea. If Io's gonna win, she's gonna face Rhea. This both storylines is gonna lead to Mommy, which is certain because she's like, I'm over her. Like, I don't feel the charisma. I'm not just feeling it anymore. She needs to change the character and everything. I get why people cheer for her and everything like that, but it is what it is. I'm just done with it. It's just both women champion needs to lose the title right away. But I could see the position where he is. Saudi wants Liv Morgan there in this position for reasons. I'm not sure. There's two people who are the primary baby for Saudi. Cody Rhodes, Liv Morgan, and Sami Zayn. For some reason, those three, they love a lot. They go over. They haven't lost a match. And one of them, we got to predict one of them to lose in the triple threat match. Isn't that ironic? So,
fair.
I just want to say Io hopefully wins it. But that's my pick. Io's going to win it. But I know deep inside WWE's going to give it to Liv. And we're going to see Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley because we saw the goodbye. Like when Rhea got transferred to SmackDown, she said her goodbye to Liv, and like we see each other again, and that's what we're gonna get a repeat of that match. If not, then it's gonna be Io versus Rhea, and Rhea's gonna finally get that victory over Io. And what's the point of her getting the queen of the ring? Just so she could just lose? Like it's a lose-lose situation either way.
Talk about a double-sided coin or a double-edged sword. Damn. All right, fair enough. And quite a take. But that being said, he's hoping for Io Sky, but he's leaning towards Liv Morgan. All right, fair enough. Well, I will say this as we go to JJ next. Believe it or not, the majority are going with Io Sky to become the Queen of the Ring. 92% of people are going with Io Sky winning this, while 8% are going with Liv Morgan, which equates to 2 people picking Liv. What is surprising, they're just fans for a different reason. Oof. But that being said, JJ, what do you think? We were talking at nauseam here on Saturday Shenanigans, which you all could find and tune in here 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a regular basis, moderated primarily by JJ, if not by me. The weekly moderate conversation wrestling massacres about the studios. But it is one of those things right now that, yeah, with the uncertainty of Rhea Ripley's longevity based on physical capability and her mentality, something has to give on the SmackDown side for the women's division. And here I find it would be a fatal influence before anything else. Because WTF NXT, WTF SmackDown, make a drawing point, surprise us. How about that for a hot take? And Lady Reed and Fallon Henry, they're just winning in the rings, in my opinion. But that's a whole different conversation. But nonetheless, they're ousted. I am involved here. Here we are. Liv Morgan, Io Sky. And at the end of the day, it's literally Io, Rhea, Io, Rhea, Liv, Io, Rhea, Liv, Io, Rhea, Liv. It's the literal triangle of the Triforce of women that literally hold the entire WWE landscape right now, proverbially in their hands. So what do you think, JJ?
Well, despite the fact that she just left, I was going to bring up, first of all, that Datilla reminded me of somebody in the fact that I talked about her when we were discussing the last match, and then all of a sudden she appeared. Do you know, Emmanuel, do you know of anybody who, when you say their name, they appear?
Is it Joe Henry?
Yeah.
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Or be cursed.
Shut the fuck up, Charles.
I'm just saying that.
Every damn night. Has to happen at least once.
It's great to be back.
Bloody
Well, am I
hell.
wrong? Did Datilla showing up not make you think Joe Hendry? Because I literally had just got done talking about her, saying her name, and she appeared.
You didn't even think about that.
He's got you there.
Yeah. Get back on topic.
Okay, so in seriousness here, there's a certain 5-letter P word, and no, it's not anything nasty for you people at home, but there's a little 5-letter P word that WWE has used a lot these last couple years. Can anyone take a guess as to what that word is?
Pivot.
Thank you, Dave. I believe personally, and granted, I'm no WWE insider, I'm no Sean Ross Sapp, I don't have any inside track to information on stuff. But my personal belief is that there have been quite a few pivots this year in the Queen of the Ring tournament. First things first, if stories are to be believed, the only reason Liv is even here is because Stephanie Vicker got injured. And they wanted to keep something doing with the champion while Stephanie was out. Mm-hmm. So right there, you've got a pivot in the fact that Liv is in the tournament. Mm-hmm. I don't think Liv was ever destined for the finals. Mm-hmm. I think she was originally going to get eliminated by Roxanne or Raquel to potentially set up a match at SummerSlam for her title.
Still waiting for Roxanne to break free. I'm just saying.
And then we could have had whoever was in the finals challenge Rhea. But then, if stories are to be believed, Rhea Ripley is injured. To the question that Ash asked earlier, how severe is Rhea's injury? We don't know. Nothing has been said. Traditionally, when Rhea gets injured, they let us know how severe the injury is.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the original plan was Io was going to win, go to face Rhea at SummerSlam, Rhea was finally going to get her victory over Io Sky. Get the one win she's never been able to get. Granted, it's not at the Mania stage, but it's the second biggest stage. It's SummerSlam.
Exactly.
But with Rhea's injury, we can't put a chance on that. Because what if she's not cleared for SummerSlam?
And you're going to have a lot of angry fans. You put her on a friggin' marquee.
So that's why I still firmly believe the pivot that we are going to see is Liv is going to win, but winning isn't good enough. She is going to call Rhea out right then and there. Rhea, being the dumb baby face, is going to accept the challenge. Oblivion, 1, 2, 3. Rhea goes off to get healed, whatever's wrong with her. And we deal with Livy 2 belts for right now until we get a Money in the Bank briefcase and somebody can cash in to take a championship off of her. Maybe you have Liv pull double duty at SummerSlam, defend one belt each night. Liv is enough of a marquee draw that I think she could make up for the absence of Rhea Ripley, even though Rhea is the biggest women's star in WWE right now.
Thank you.
I think Liv is right on par with that. You know, number 2 or 3. So having Liv pull double duty, I think would make up for the loss of Rhea. And I think that she is a good enough performer that she can carry that burden on her back. And then you run into a real problem, because how do you boo someone that's able to work both nights and be successful? You run the risk of turning Liv babyface.
Yeah.
But there's enough people out there that I think really love Liv. So Liv Morgan is winning Queen of the Ring, adding another accolade to her Saudi championships. I'm sorry. I know you're an Io Sky shooter. Fuck that. I know you're an Io Shirai shooter, Noah. Okay? Liv Morgan is taking this, and I would not be surprised. I don't have money to belt. I'll tell you what. I will put down a free spin on the wheel to anyone who wants to take me when we do karaoke next. That Liv is going to walk out of Saudi tomorrow with both belts.
All right, fair enough.
I want to know how you do karaoke, and I might take that bet.
Don't be foolish. Follow the man's advice. Don't gamble, especially your dignity. All right, thank you,
Yeah, because
JJ.
every time Noah says something, he ends up putting his foot in his mouth and chewing on that leather.
The last time I said several things, though, nothing's happened. So actually, the wins and losses record for me is much higher, as well as my prediction score against you, considering I lead Team No DQ. Hello, everybody. That being said,
See, there's a scandal there. Aaron, I need you to check the book. The man who runs the prediction league is winning the league. I'm just saying, that's like Pete Rose betting on his own team. I'm just saying here. And I know only a couple people get that reference, but God damn it.
Damn.
Oh my God.
You're just envious. I mean, shoot, whatever. And this is another reason why also sometimes JJ and I will never fully 100% agree because, I'm bringing Io Sky. At the end of the day, super chatty and PayPal are your friends. Shut it, Ash. That being said, nope, I'm still not agreeing with JJ. He's not influencing me. Fuck that. I don't need to see Liv 2 belts. Hell, SmackDown barely has any star power and any recognition as it is as their own, besides the fact that blue's a different color from red, and you don't need to watch PBS to know that. That being said, no. I think Io Sky needs to win because at the end of the day, if Stratton is still injured, Io Sky, if they're not going to do anything with Judgment Day Implosion, and Rhea Ripley right now got moved to Raw from Raw to SmackDown. I think Io Sky at this point, if there's nothing going on for on Raw, move it to SmackDown. Build some new life in that women's division. Or if Stephanie, who again, last we saw her, stern face-to-face with Liv Morgan, there's hell to be paid, by the way, considering that the Judgment Day was Stephanie's undoing at WrestleMania. Maybe she's clear enough. We get a surprise. She shows up because Judgment Day, I'm sure, is going to try and help Liv Morgan win this thing here. And Stephanie costs Liv. I still see more ways of Io Sky winning in the next 12 hours and going to SummerSlam to become the champion once again, especially if Rhea's going to be absent. Then the need for Liv Morgan to have both belts just because, for some reason, you can't actually define two women's divisions. Try and prove me wrong if you choose, but something tells me that Liv Morgan, if they don't have her solely on Raw, you've already fucked up. If they have her on SmackDown, you're underwhelming what you're trying to build up. And I'm still holding out for Fatal Influence to be that Fatal Influence, and they targeted Mommy in the first place before that bitch interfered. Now she's at the back of the line, as she should be. In my opinion, Jessie Jane or somebody else in the blue brand needs to take the title off Mommy before her mortal enemy, Liv Morgan, does. Or Io Sky needs to move brands and take it off her more poetically if Rhea doesn't go heel here because she's going out on injury. There's only two ways I see SummerSlam going right now with the SmackDown Women's Championship. Rhea goes heel and holds on to it. Io Sky takes it off her and moves over to the blue brand with it. Liv Morgan, stay on Raw, and maybe finally Judgment Day implodes. Not holding my breath. But no, I don't see Liv Morgan winning. I think Io Sky gets it. Plus, it's just one of the things right now that Io Sky, nothing going for her. Liv Morgan doesn't need this. She's the face of Monday Night Raw. Call it what it is. And there's the teases of her and Roxanne Perez having a fallout. So she already has potentially Roxanne. And if Stephanie comes back, Stephanie already waiting for her and her championship that you can build to SummerSlam in long-term storytelling. There's your favorite words, by the way. That actually will build time into freaking August. Fuck Liv 2 belts. Io Sky for the win. All right. That being said, Dave, I see your hand. Well, you guys say real quick, and why don't you go ahead and say your thoughts? Then we'll do Charles last and move on.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with everything you said except one thing, Noah. And JJ, I'm sorry, it's not happening. Io Sky is winning. They booked themselves in the corner here. Roxanne, it should have been Raquel should have won Queen of the Ring and turned around. I've said this several times. They should have done the Evolution thing from back in the early 2000s and had Raquel win it, and then Liv say, "Oh, let's go. But you go get the other title. Then Judgment Day will have all the women's titles." And then she'd turn and say, "No, I'm taking you out." But they didn't do that. They put Liv in the thing. They didn't need Liv to have a match in this show. They really could have left her out of Queen of the Ring and got her on maybe to wrestle against Io as a regular opponent too at one point or another. But my point is here, the one thing I think I think you're off about, I don't think Judgment Day is helping Liv. I think Roxanne was basically not even talked to in that last segment together. And Raquel was first talked down about her not caring about her too. I don't think they're helping her. If Stephanie's really still injured, she may not be going to Saudi just to interfere in the match. I think it's going to be Roxanne that turns on Judgment Day, makes sure Liv loses. Io's going to go on. If Rhea's really hurt, they may pull what they did when Becky got pregnant, and they gave the Money in the Bank when Asuka won Money in the Bank, she won the title. They could do that too if Rhea's really hurt too. And I don't want to see Liv having two belts. Becky, it was something, the way it happened was awesome. You don't want to recreate that with Liv. I don't think Liv is that person. And I just think that Io's winning this. I think JJ's going out on a limb with that one. I just don't think it's happening.
He wouldn't be in a spot in the predictions league without going on a limb. But here's one thing me and JJ do share in common. We don't use betting odds in our predictions. Hi, Aaron Riff. But that being said, thank you, Dave. All right, so that being said, he also has the Io Sky winning as well. So I like the fact there is a split partition. So at least WWE made this somewhat interesting. Amanda, I do see your hand. What you guys say before we conclude with Charles and move on to our next match?
Yeah, just three quick notes. Like with Stephanie, if it's that injury, then she had a case with her old boyfriend that kind of abused her and everything like that, and she needed to go for court with that. and everything like that. Now I'm not sure if she's 100%. If it is, then she's going to come back tomorrow. If not, then you can see her in SummerSlam possibly. Second of all, Liv Morgan so far has been undefeated with her new song that she debuted. If you hear that theme song, that you know what song. I'm not gonna sing it because that freaking annoying. Yes, no, I agree. If she comes up with that song, she's gonna win it, and it's over. There's no there's a reason why she's been playing it. The only times she's been losing it when they play her old music. And third of all, you could come back to me, but I have it at the top of my head. But let Charles finish. If I remember it, I'll tell you.
Yeah, fair enough. But also, I'm going to just say this, as my fellow statistician Papagino and I will particularly break down fun this event. Streaks are meant to be broken, and nothing lasts forever. Charles, go ahead. It's on you, man. What do you got to say regarding this? You guys, Queen of the Ring. It's been very split, as you've heard from the panel and Tatsula, who came in to just mess with me. And if that was the case, Tatsula, appreciate you. Also, dang you.
One, to correct Emmanuel, Femi did lose in Saudi back at the Rumble. So people
Yes, he
have lost. Except for Cody.
Botch.
So that's number one. Number two, Queen Io's happening, and Io's going to face Liv again at SummerSlam. That's all I'm going to say on that.
It's going to be Io versus Blank for a title at SummerSlam, period.
That's going to be Liv, because I don't see they're going to move Io to SmackDown.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, that being said, again, folks, that's our thoughts on Queen of the Ring. Pretty split across the ballot. Again, Io, I hope you win, but in a kind way, I'll just say good luck to both. I think one's far more deserving than the other. I think someone else should be in this spot versus the other, but we're going to leave that alone. All right. And Rhea, I hope that you are okay, sincerely. As I said, this business can break you physically and mentally. Don't underestimate or don't underappreciate what these people do for your entertainment value, even if it's less than a bucket of popcorn from Orville Wedenbacher at your local theater. All right. Well, good job, everybody. Let's go ahead and move on from there to JJ's favorite title in WWE, the Undisputed WWE Championship, as Cody Rhodes defends the gold against Sami Zayn, who did lose, by the way, the match he lost that Charles also corrected Emmanuel on. It was also for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Literally earlier this year at the Royal Rumble against Drew McIntyre. Anyway, the Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, is defending the gold against Darling General GUNTHER and the biggest crybaby this year, Sami Zayn. All right, folks, straight up. And before I say anything further, wow, this really is a WWE predictions type thing. I'm getting interferences without advertisements, but she's yours, she's mine, she's our Canadian friend and the other queen, Ash. Hello, Ash. How are you this evening? Good to see you. Glad you joined in. You get to talk about one of your favorite competitors and one of your least favorite competitors since you just joined in the fray. So I'll let you speak first. As we talk about the Undisputed WWE Championship Triple Threat. So first off, how are you? And lend your thoughts towards this. As she figures out her sound.
I'm doing very well. Of course, I happened to pop in this match. What a coincidence, huh?
Well, here, how about this? You lended your thoughts earlier in the chat, but I only think it's fitting that the other queen talks about Queen of the Ring. So why don't you talk about that more ad nauseum on screen with the viewing audience, and then you can go from that maybe positive, even side demeanor, to what probably is going to turn into let me talk to you, little rant with metaphors like LA Knight-esque with this match. So Io Sky and Liv Morgan, your thoughts on that real quick, and then we'll shift gears to the Undisputed WWE Championship.
I want, as much as I'd love for Io Sky to win the tournament, I have this weird feeling that Liv is taking it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of how they're pushing Liv, but you can also make the argument that they're also pushing Io Sky, so who really needs this more? But I think they have more stock in Liv Morgan at the moment, so they're probably going to have her win over Io, sadly.
Okay. Well, that being said, let's see who you put more stock into winning. The Reign General, who has not held the Undisputed WWE Championship yet, and proverbially at Clash in Italy, was screwed through the referee out of position or not noticing the foot bringing kind of underneath the bottom rope. Typical trope where VAR, much like in a football game, should be run back on a controversial ref call. Just saying. And Sami Zayn. And Cody Rhodes, of course, who is Mr. WWE John Cena 2.0, Emmanuel's favorite WWE superstar of all time, who currently holds the Undisputed WWE Championship after winning it back against Drew McIntyre on SmackDown, who, let's add, Drew McIntyre has been MIA since literally losing at WrestleMania. I'm just saying, say what you want, but guess what? That's the official graphic. Till WWE says otherwise, I'm calling it as I see it. But hey, who says that logic can't be right versus promotions? Then again, WWE does think the fans are stupid. That being said, Cody Rhodes is still QB1 and still holds the Undisputed WWE Championship. We saw Sami Zayn basically cause both men, plead his case. Who really is the most dangerous? Does Sami Zayn get a Cinderella moment in Saudi Arabia this go around, or do we hold out for Saudi Mania next year? And at this point, is Saudi Mania for Sami Zayn really even a real possibility? I mean, let's be honest here right now. This year has been nothing but Sami losing, Sami losing, Sami losing, Sami losing, Sami complaining, Sami complaining, Sami complaining, Sami losing. Just saying. And Gunther, what are we doing with this guy? Like seriously, dude, what are we doing with this guy? So, Ash, your thoughts? I mean, keep in mind, triple threat. Chairman does not be involved in the decision. We saw Blackheart Leo Rush not pin the champion. He pinned Action Andretti, and AR Fox lost the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Hell of a match, by the way, on Global Wars. And we have seen countless times before on these international stages where titles have changed hands under multi-person situations. And at this point, Cody, he might be the only real chaser for the Undisputed WWE Championship right now in the WWE ecosystem, if being perfectly honest, unless something maybe happens in King of the Ring that we'll talk about here a little later. So who you got leaving with the Undisputed WWE Championship? Cody Rhodes, your favorite, quote unquote, not. Sami Zayn, fellow Canadian, also Crybaby Ginger, or the Ling General Gunther, who clearly has no identity or direction. He was just thrown into this.
Cody Rhodes is not dropping that title until WrestleMania. Changed my mind.
Damn. All right. Short, sweet, somewhat to the point. All right. So $50 follow-up. Do you think Sami Zayn eats the pin, or does Gunther eat the pin? Because you got to consider triple threats are buffer, fall person formula. Someone has to be removed from the championship picture. Someone has to stay in it to continue with it. I think one of these elements is not going to belong here within the next 12 hours. So why don't you add on to that thought?
I think Sammy's taking the pin here, and we slowly build them back up because there's no way they're having Gunther with the pin. Like, when was the last time Gunther was pinned? That didn't involve a title change. Exactly.
I got nothing. I honestly can't recall when Gunther was pinned in a non-title contest on the main roster. That's a great question.
It hasn't happened yet, Noah, in WWE.
I didn't think so. On the main roster, no. The last time he got officially pinned, to my knowledge, in a non-title match was a tag match in my NXT on NXT UK. Other than that, the only other matches he's lost were via submission when he lost the damn championship or pinned by Sami Zayn back at WrestleMania 40 for the Intercontinental Championship. I do remember that. Non-title, though, Ash, you're right. He's unblemished. But all right, so you got Sami Zayn wang back to catering, completely removed from the picture in Saudi Arabia, and Gunther and Cody ongoing.
Removed for now. We can always build them back up because come Rumble season, let's all aboard the Zayn train.
Where's Royal Rumble next year? I don't think they picked a city yet.
Actually, correction. The first person who pinned Gunther is Cody Rhodes because the referee missed the 1, 2, 3 under this leg. So technically, Cody's is first.
Oh,
but you said non-title.
Too. Shit, yeah, that's a good point. That also happened. Okay, hold on. That's a new wrinkle now. Shit.
About to say, Ash, you want to rethink your thought? There's a reason why I started off with her.
No, I'm sticking with it.
The baggage convictions of Ash.
It's
All
good.
right.
Stick with it, Ash. That's perfect. What you said was perfect.
Look, she's
The
winning.
inner
She's,
machinations of my mind are an enigma.
where have I heard that before? Insert milk carton spilling over here. Probably almond milk. That being said, that being said, you're leading the All Elite League for right now. So honestly, you're not missing much out here. And I don't expect a lot of changes in this, maybe 1 or 2 points. And I don't think this match is going to be part of that polarization, honestly. But all right, regardless, Ash got Cody Rhodes
There's
leaving.
another fact someone put in the chat. I forgot Punk pinned Gunther at SummerSlam. I freaking forgot about that. Oh my
But
god.
again, you said keyword non-title. Both
Yeah,
those
that was a
matches-
title match. You're right with the non-titles.
Title. Yeah, and Clash of Italy was title. It was for the undisputed WWE
Okay,
Championship.
So I'm still clear. Cool.
You're clear.
you are.
You're still good. You're still good.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright,
And
cool.
even Rob pointing out right there.
I'm remembering well. Hey,
There you
another
go.
Canadian. What's up? Whereabouts
Rob, we gotta
Canada
get-
you from?
we
Where
gotta
you
get you on
representing?
We gotta get you on City Predicting one of these days, my friend. I absolutely welcome you onto this forum. We'll have a Canadian set up here. Me versus 3 Canadians. I know I'm outnumbered. All right.
Nick and I in the Canadian Connection podcast. Just shooting the shit, watching Dynamite.
Canadian Connection podcast hosted by Ash with your stars, Nick and Rob. Good grief.
Hey Noah, get a Family Feud type of thing. The Florida guys against the Canada group.
Oh my
It's
god,
the
that'd be
Florida
so
team.
fun. I'd be so down for that.
Versus the Canadian team.
Ash,
I mean-
see if you can get Stampede.
Oh my gosh. You all got Family Feud up in Canada, so honestly, that could work.
Steve Harvey's
Well,
the
we
better
got 4
one.
Florida guys from the No DQ. Me and a couple. Well, Gino's one of them, and then Matthew and Dwayne. We got all four of us.
Look, right now what we got here is a match game panel, and one of these people is 100% sober, but I don't know for how long, because right now he's dealing with blank. That being said, thank you, Ash, for picking Cody Rhodes. Good Lord Almighty. Oh my gosh. Oh, off the rails again. All right, thank you, Ash. Thank you, Rob, and Nick. You're an asshole. All right, let's go ahead.
Hey,
and
leave
move on
Nick
from there.
alone. He hasn't done nothing wrong tonight.
He
Yeah, he just
imposed
brought
Joe
up a
Hendry
personal
before.
conversation. That's all.
He imposed Joe Hendry before you and fracking Attila did. So yeah, he's asshole. All right.
Yes, but I didn't do it when he put it in the comments.
Yeah, but I knew it was coming because Attila or you were always going to make sure that a gimmick as old as time itself is going to continue here on Simply Predicting. The day the show is canceled is the day that gimmick dies, which is
Damn.
probably
Yeah,
going to be never.
but just like Beauty and the Beast, it's a tale as old as time.
I never saw that movie.
And
All right.
Gotta
That's
add
cap.
Stampede
No,
to your
that's
list.
cap. You've seen that movie.
No, when I was
I'm
watching
sure
that,
little Ella has shown that to you. Stop
no,
capping.
first off, my little Ella, she's a Moana fan, and she used to be a Frozen fan, no longer is. Thank Christ almighty. She's a Moana fan as of right now, and a hip hop dancing crew fan with her many talents and an artist. As far as me, it was Oliver and Company, Aristocats, Lion King 1, 1.5, and 2, and the Tarzan series and Toy Story. And that's all you're
Hey,
going to get as far as
Lion
me from
King
back in
1.5 is underrated.
It is so
That I
funny.
agree with.
It is so funny.
All right. And actually, Rob is just east of Toronto. So
Oh, cool. He's from the same place Nick is. Nice.
Rob, if you want to
Don't-
be on for our main event, just let me know in the chat. And I'll be happy to send you the link.
Noah, don't tell me that Simba did not wish the bottom of the gods to kill Mufasa. He did. Changed my mind.
Dare you?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
I love how we go from talking to night champions to
Fuck
Lion
you
King.
on a wrestling forum. You freaking batty buffoons that believe in a false prophet identity.
You love it, Noah. You
No,
love
This
it.
portion of Simply Predicting is brought to you by Fago Firework.
Oh,
Get it
my
today at
God.
Dollar Store.
Sorry.
Exactly.
See, my age group wasn't Simba and Mufasa. It was when what was it? Bambi's mother died.
Oh,
yeah.
No, with the fact that Disney has something
I'm
else.
sorry, I got to join the group here.
Mhm.
Well, this was already fun.
And I got nothing to say.
Oh, you crazy ass.
I like to see I like to see Noah get flustered. I'm sorry.
We do this all the time, Dave.
Welcome to the family,
Yes,
Dave.
it's the
Welcome to the
normal
family.
around here.
Welcome to the beautiful
God.
madness created by yours truly, Shadow Badass, everyone's favorite Canadian
Someone has
friend.
to instigate the insanity, and tonight the award goes to our Canadian friend Ash. Congratulations.
She's
All
daddy
right.
for a reason.
Yeah, for life, young punk. All right, thank you, everybody. Let's get back to our scheduled program, and nothing else is probably going to be more entertaining than the 15 commercial breaks you're going to witness from Saudi Arabia.
Yes, let's see how far we can go.
Yeah, right. And speaking of which, we'll be right back after this commercial break, after these
I
messages
understood
from
that
our
reference.
Never mind. Not doing that. I wouldn't do that.
I don't know if Noah picked up on that.
You ain't shit, JJ.
Probably not. All right. That being said, I'm picking up the fact that Ash did go with Cody Rhodes, despite her thoughts about him still holding on to the Undisputed WWE Championship all the way through Saudi Mania. Damn. Okay. And believe it or not, folks, she was the only one so far to give a prediction. But I'm just going to back her up on this and say, yeah, I agree. Cody's winning. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Ash. Let's get back to regular scheduled programming here. Bloody freaking hell. Wow, I don't know where to go from here. Let's go to Charles next here. Charles, let's see how batty you are if you agree with our Canadian friend Ash here. Does Cody Rhodes leave with the title? Is Sami Zayn removed from the picture? Or does Gunther somehow get removed from the picture and we escalate Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, who have had more backstage segments than I could count this calendar year?
Cody's retaining. Let's be honest. He's keeping the title. Because I'm afraid of what we're going to get at SummerSlam with Cody.
I am too. I agree with you 100% with that.
Really?
The moment after what happened to Femi for Seth. I'll get to that later.
I think somebody else is going to agree with my points then when we get to it.
And sometimes that happens, and it's predicting where two people share a brain. Shout out to Walter Cruz, Sky the Rage of Wrestling, and JJ. All right, well, thank you, Charles. That being said, he went to Cody Rhodes. That being said, while you're ESPN with him, Dave, why don't you go next? What are your thoughts towards this? Do you think that the Lane General Gunther can be the undisputed WWE champion? He was the former World Heavyweight champion, although that did happen at SummerSlam. Here we are in a show, though, in Saudi Arabia, of course. Gunther, strong record. He already retired the phenomenal AJ Styles earlier this year. But again, we have not seen that identity of career killer with him since he's been on SmackDown, I believe. So it does feel like they're trying to put him back in championship contingency. And here he is going after the prize in WWE. Call what it is. What do you think?
Well, WWE creative has crapped the bed with him too. Pretty much just to put, because there's no way in hell he's winning. The only good thing is, like Ash put it, because I totally agree with her, it's going to be Sami that gets pinned by Cody. They're going to do whatever little they can for Gunther at this point. I don't know how it's going to be for, even though there's been shenanigans. That's a shout out for your guys' other show. And they've been cheap plug. There's going to be with shenanigans. How many times this will be 4 in a row Gunther's lost against where Cody was involved, including the what was it, the Night of Champions last year? So
yes, you are correct.
Crown Jewel.
Gunther's been ever since the career killer, he's been basically blown up and put for dead by them.
Damn. Put on the show, don't you? All right. Well, that being said, he's got Cody retaining as well. Okay, let's once again see if Emmanuel plays the Emmanuel card here. This is the greatest opportunity tonight for him to do that. Emmanuel! As I scream to you like Roderick Strong. Does anyone not named Cody Rhodes leave the undisputed WWE title?
Well, you're all right, Noah. I'll play my infamous.
There it is. There it is.
Fuck me!
That happened eventually.
Damn it! I was being sarcastic.
No, I'm being serious. Like I put Gunther for my predictions.
You put Gunther?
Wow.
I put Gunther. I understand. I understand your guys' point. Like I pointed out previously, like, there's a reason why 2 of the 3, because like Charles said that Sami lost doing a rumble match, but that's okay. Like, I don't count rumble match like as a singles match, but nevertheless, these 2, specifically Cody and Liv, had not lost in Saudi Arabia. So it would have not surprised me or shocked me that Cody will win this and keep on chugging along in this way of the hardcore fans of the hatred towards Cody Rhodes and the Blend run. I don't know what they're doing to be exactly, because I feel the same way. Like, I don't see the appeal for Cody Rhodes, but yet you see the crowd still going, Cody, Cody, and singing his song.
Polarizing like John Cena, so he should be your favorite.
And that's probably the reason why I'm not feeling Cody Rhodes right now. Like for me, he needs to develop his character a little bit more. Like, we need to have more, like, finish the story, and they haven't done that. Like, he already finished the story. What's next? Like, he already lost his title twice. Like, he lost already the title 2 times, and it's like, now what? It's like, where you go from Cody?
13 more losses.
Exactly. So it's, for me, it's like, what's the point of booking Gunther in this storyline just for him to keep eating losses to Cody Rhodes? Eventually, he needs to get his win back. Eventually, right? Hopefully, right? Right, that he's going to get one victory, right?
Well, I would think.
So eventually, he's going to get his victory finally, and that's going to be and Sami's going to be the person who takes the fall, and he's going to say, "I'm the greatest champion," and that's your SummerSlam match: Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the title again, one more time. I know, like, I know, Charles. Like, I know you're shaking your head no, but it's like, what else can they do? Like, who's like besides Oba versus Roman Reigns? Like, do you think it's gonna be Oba versus Cody Rhodes?
Well, talk about that
Punk.
in our main event. I'll tell you
I
that.
know, but like, spoiler alert, you know my pick, but sure, I just spoil.
Could be influence.
I just spoiled it. Yeah, I just spoiled my pick, but
I mean, you probably know someone could influence you, and you're still gonna re-elaborate on it. But continue about this.
It's gonna be hard to persuade me to change my pick. But
JJ, you've been challenged.
But it's for me, like it's time for Cody Rhodes to be chasing the title. Like, even Cody admitted that he does better as a chaser than being a champion. So why not let him chase for a while? Why not let him chase the U.S. title again? Why not, like I'm not sure. Like I don't know what you do with Cody at this point of his career. But it's not the title anymore. Like, it's okay to move on. Like, it's like this 6th cycle. Like, same with Gunther. Like, it would be great for him to chase the United States Championship as well. Like, it would be beneath him, but it's something for him to elevate to prestige. Look at what he did for the IC title. IC title was pretty much dead, and he revitalized and make it into a workhorse championship again.
The longest workhorse in WWE history.
Yes, exactly. So it would be a great thing for if Gunther would to hold a US title. Even Cody Rhodes, it'll help him elevate the title a little bit. That's not a bad idea, but it's like, they're scared of what they're gonna do with these main eventers after they don't have the title. It's a sad cycle, but eventually they have to realize it's okay that they chase for the mid-card title. It's okay for them to get losses, and it's okay to let let them progress. If people start to cheer somebody else naturally, let them cheer. Look at poor Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green could have been queen in this Queen Ring tournament in the finals.
Anyway, sorry.
Exactly. But we're not talking about that.
No. And also, we're kind of going on a long tangent about the mid-card value and the polarizing. The bottom line, though, you got GUNTHER leaving, the brand new Undisputed WWE champion.
Yep. Yes, I did.
Wow. And I'm looking at the pie chart. Holy shit, he is the only one that picked GUNTHER. I was literally looking at the slither here. You're the one out of 27 so far that's submitted to pick the ring general. 3 other people pick Sami Zayn. The rest all pick Cody Rhodes. And to Rob's point, as I leave it to JJ, and the fact that we bring up all these names, Randy Orton, CM Punk, GUNTHER, there's a connection here, folks, with SummerSlam and the Undisputed WWE Championship in some variety with all 4 of those men that could be a fatal 4-way happening. It's almost like it's this guy and this guy and this guy, and there's Sami Zayn. Okay, Sami Zayn, you were literally here for a brief moment. All right, we're in Saudi Arabia. Give him a chance again. Lose. Back to catering. And again, John Cena, when he was United States champion, he restored that, brought the open challenge, brought so much opportunity. And honestly, Cody Rhodes, being Homelander, sounds like he just needs to have the United States championship always around his waist. And honestly, him and Trick Willie would be an interesting program. Him and Ilya Dragunov would be an interesting program. Or Ilya Dragunov finally going after GUNTHER again. Like in SUK, maybe become the Undisputed WWE champion since he's also been MIA. I like the fact that at least in the mad world of Emmanuel, there's actual change maybe for 2 titles on SmackDown, despite the name power and recognition. Plus, JJ, the last time we saw CM Punk was the Raw to WrestleMania. What did he say in his humble way after losing everything but having everything he ever dreamed of? You never know when a championship opportunity might just fall in your lap or shoot your way. And who is he doing that face-to-face with and looking down towards? Oh, that's right. Cody Rhodes and the Undisputed WWE Championship. Foreshadowing, despite the fact they never faced each other one-on-one, but teased it at multiple Royal Rumbles. In their pursuit of the title. Just saying. And again, CM Punk beat GUNTHER last year and had his 5 minutes of glory. But he beat GUNTHER for the World Heavyweight title, so he knows how to win the big one at SummerSlam. He has yet to hold the Undisputed WWE Championship. I'm just saying, that's about the only thing CM Punk's career has left, in my opinion, that he needs to do. But neither here nor there, and no return of the Viper out of nowhere right now being a consideration. We're looking at GUNTHER and Cody and Sami Zayn. So, JJ, you wrap this one up. What do you got to say regarding the Undisputed WWE Championship Triple Threat? Who you got leaving with the title?
Well, I'm glad that Rob in the commentary and you just a moment ago brought up CM Punk. Noah, what day is it where you are right now? Because it's past midnight.
It is June 27th. It is Saturday, of course.
Do you remember what happened 15 years ago today?
Let's see. 15 years ago, Dan, June 27th was the... Oh, fuck. Infamous CM Punk pipe bomb.
Which, for those of you that are new to the channel, I was there for.
Lucky, damn it, lucky. Also, oh, fuck. Well, I think we know what's happening at SummerSlam. Continue,
So,
JJ.
Emmanuel isn't the only one.
Damn it.
Except I've actually got Sami Zayn.
What?
And I know that seems crazy, but that's why it's an Emmanuel card prediction.
This is accurate. But I love the fact that all 3 men got predicted in this match. I didn't think that was fucking going to happen. I thought it was only going to be 2 of them.
Let's
The one
not
that predicted Cooper
forget.
surprised me.
Let's not forget that before we get to SummerSlam, we have Saturday night's main event at Madison Square Garden.
That is fair.
There's no reason Sami can't drop the title at Saturday night's main event. In order to give those Saudi fans that moment of Sami winning. And what's going to push Sami even further over the edge? Capturing the title and losing it quickly. Now he wants it again. He wants it bad. He wants it worse than he wanted the first time. You're a crack fiend. The first hit is free. The next one you got to pay for. And he's going to have to pay dearly, probably entering the Rumble at number 1 in order to overcome 29 others to get back to WrestleMania in Saudi.
All right.
I've actually got Sami Zayn here. Whether it's CM Punk that costs Cody, because let's be real, Punk and Cody don't need no title.
Accurate.
And then you can get potentially the Yeet Man and Sami, assuming Sami doesn't lose the belt at Saturday night's main event.
Okay. Well, that being said,
because that's the type of match where I could see, and again, it's not that I want Jade to win, and I know we're going to get there when we get there, but I could see WWE doing Jay and Sami. I could see Jay beating Sami, and I could see Sami then acknowledging Jay as his tribal chief. Because Roman may still be champion come SummerSlam, but what's the bigger belt?
The Undisputed WWE Championship. Duh.
Which would be around Jay's waist. Jay would technically be holding the bigger belt than Roman.
As long as they don't
the tribal chief.
As long as they don't merge the two again, I can definitely see what you mean. And of course, the bloodline, always trying to keep things in the family regardless. But still, JJ, you really surprised me there. Wow, Sami Zayn, Undisputed WWE Champion. If nothing else, because they're in Saudi Arabia. Again.
And again, you know, we've said a few times here on Shenanigans, in Spaces, on Simply Predicting, we need to stop having these long-ass title reigns. Not every title reign needs to be 200, 300 plus days.
I agree.
Cody got the belt at Mania. Prior. When did he get it?
I'm pretty sure it was in February.
Okay, so he got it in February. February to June. Nice little few-month run. Sami till July, early August, little month-plus run. Not a big deal. Then we can go on another decent little title run to get us to Rumble or Mania again. Like a couple of short runs in the middle there ain't going to kill nobody. And if it adds to the further storyline of making Sami go crazy, I'm here for it because we need something new with Sami.
Well, at least he's being more proactive than Johnny Gargano, who gets literally paid to plank. So I do see what you mean. That'll be the day. Just me literally laying back there planking while you all talk freely. Emmanuel, I do see your hand up. What you guys say real quick before we move on to our main event?
Not because you mentioned Johnny Gargano. Yeah, when you mentioned Johnny Gargano, someone pointed out that it'd be funny if Danhausen shocked Johnny Gargano and he goes back to NXT Johnny Wrestling. It would be funny as well if Danhausen shocks Dominic Mysterio. That way he becomes babyface and he gets so confused that he said, "I love you, Dad," to Rey Mysterio.
How the fuck did we bring Danhausen into this equation?
He's very nice, very evil, and Ash is very batty.
And you're all very ridiculous. All right, that being said.
And you wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly.
Neither would City Predicting or the Super Reliable Studios family or community. How I survived this 176 episodes is beyond me. All right, bloody fucking hell. That being said, a Sami Zayn, a Gunther, and the rest all win Cody Homelander. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and move on from there now to see what vision is in store inside a steel cage as these two unleash their rage. As Seth freaking Rollins goes after, and that graphics out of date because as we saw, thanks to a return by Joe Hendry, the Street Profits now are once again the Raw Tag Team Champions. Then again, I don't think Bron Breakker was on the decision. If he was, well, actually, yeah, he was because of course it was Austin Theory, the guy with less pressure than a slow cooker on the lowest setting. And Bron Breakker lost to the Street Profits. Anyway, Seth and Bron, what more needs to be said? It's literally 1 year and 2 months later that we made this match. Ever since the vision of the future of WWE created by Seth Rollins and instigated by Paul Heyman, the Oracle. Basically, Bron Breakker was always to be that guy. But has he been that guy? Jury is out, especially after being injured. Ironically enough, last time we saw, again, continuity. Last time we were here in Saudi Arabia, Royal Rumble. Seth curb stomped his head, cost him the Royal Rumble in less than, 5 seconds? And then we had the follow-up at WrestleMania. He came back with a bat out of hell, no offense, with a spear. And then we saw the follow-up match at Backlash, and they've been at odds ever since. Verbally and physically. Every chance Bron has, he spirits Seth Rollins out of his boots. Street Profits with interest. Now, of course, we also literally have here basically these two trying to settle things. You hope it's a blow-off inside a steel cage. And again, much to what someone said at the very beginning, should be on Monday Night Raw. But it is what it is. Especially since both men have cost each other out of the King of the Ring tournament, and now Seth and Joe Hendry have cost the Vision the only goal they had, the pizza plate DiGiorno Raw Tag Team Championships. Nonetheless, I'm not sure what either man is here to gain or is here to lose, because Seth Rollins, he's been tried again how many times inside a cage structure, and his record's not been that great, whether it's a red crate of hate, a steel cage, or a Hell in the Cell. I'm just saying. Bron Breakker, though, has he had a major moment or win this freaking year or within the last year, honestly, to show this unpredictable badass is literally supposed to be the next big thing in this business? I haven't seen it. I'm kind of at a crossroads with this match, especially considering who's on Monday Night Raw holding the Premier Championship. Hello, Roman. That being said, Charles, I see what you're doing there, but you know I'm right. So again, you shut up. Let's go around the horn and see what y'all think. Who leaves wins out of the steel cage? Because here in WWE, you don't have to be pinned or submitted solely. You can escape over the top or through the door. So honestly, what's the cage there to do? Like literally, what's the cage there to do? And we all know that Logan Paul, Austin Theory are not going to be too far away. Neither will be Paul Heyman. Let's go around the horn and see what you all think. Is the Vision finally a vapor, or do we literally see Seth Rollins broken by Bron Breakker once and for all? Let's go around the horn and see what you all think. And Dave, I saw your hand up. I saw you laughing a moment ago. Why don't you go ahead and give me your vision towards the future of Bron Breakker and Seth freaking Rollins? Who you got winning?
I think this kind of lead to my last prediction, but I think Seth's gonna win the third and final rubber match and get rid of the Vision in his rearview mirror for right now, because they've been teasing him and Roman Reigns for how long in the back too, and I kind of think that might lead to them going to SummerSlam and being one of the main events for the championship, because I kind of think that's going to lead to what my prediction is going to be at the end here, and I think you know where I'm going with it.
Oh, I got a pretty good idea, just saying. But again, we'll get there when we get there, because I'm sure we're going to have a whole plethora of ideas and things besides a prediction for the King of the Ring when it comes to the outlook of the World Championships. But that being said, you got Seth freaking Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Seth here and Rob are saying that Bron wins, so you're already with disagreement. But again, I love the fact that a match brings polarization. That makes the predicting so much more interesting, especially for me. All right, the panel's on the ballot to Seth freaking Rollins. Whether or not you literally bring him in like a chorus, or you're literally like, have we seen enough of this guy, burned it down? Thank you, Dave. Let's go to Charles next here. Charles, what do you think? I mean, again, Seth freaking Rollins is one of the only men in the entire WWE ecosystem with a legitimate one-upsmanship against Roman Reigns in any identity. Last time Roman got the better of Seth, it's because he got a hissy fit and got disqualified. Didn't even beat the man cleanly. So, truth be told, that proverbial circle has never been fully closed. And the last time we saw these two share a ring together, who won? Seth freaking Rollins, and he used Roman Reigns to do it at WrestleMania 41, Paul Heyman or not. But that, again, is a whole different timeline. But if Bron Breakker loses here, what does that really mean for Paul Heyman's latest Paul Heyman guy and the stock he's putting into him if he can't beat the guy that brought him up as the future in the first place?
Dave said everything I was gonna say. Took the words right out of my mouth.
That tends to happen here a lot.
Seth Rollins is winning this, and he's facing Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Boy, I definitely got a guy who's thinking just like me.
So
I like
Walter
that.
and Jade sharing a brain, and Dave and Charles sharing a brain. Got it. Ash and I
There we go.
only share brains sometimes on Japan AEW. Emmanuel is his own Emmanuel Card Island of Insanity. Okay,
I was about
understood.
to add the remark there. You guys mentioning the possibility of Rollins versus Reigns is getting me kind of excited for SummerSlam. Not gonna lie. Maybe that's just the Shield in me. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah.
I can believe that. That being
Believe
said,
that.
right?
I'm a huge Shield fan.
believe it.
I was a huge Shield fan.
Oh, I was too. I mean, again, that trio man rub shot. It was the last time that 6-man tag team wrestling players truly mattered in WWE.
Yeah, remember when WWE had a proper tag division? Good times, man. Good times.
Pepper's Farms remembers.
You can hold out for the future. Also, I do
Well,
love Bill Milano.
when I met Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch right before Backlash last month, Seth wasn't in a good mood when we met him, and when we were leaving, I said, "The Shield was the best beginning for you on WWE," and he said, "Thanks, Dave." I got my name mentioned because of that, and a little smile from his face. So I think that holds dear to his heart.
All right. Well, that being said, we got 2 for Seth freaking Rollins. Now, whether or not one of these 2 is Dean Ambrose or Roman Reigns, or they're both just Seth Rollins being incarnated, whether it's the Monday Night Messiah or the Architect, whole different conversation. But thank you both. All right. With that being said, 2 for Seth. Ash, right now, as far as this steel cage match goes, it's not 100%, but it is favored 3-1 for the visionary Seth freaking Rollins. 75% versus 25% for Bron Breakker. And to the statistician's point earlier, yeah, they are 1-1. The first time that Seth faced Bron was when he went after him for the World Heavyweight Championship because he asked Shawn Michaels, who's the best you got in NXT? Bron Breakker, who I believe was NXT champion at the time. Seth beat him. Of course, Seth freaking Rollins lost to Bron. He wasn't? Okay, I don't remember. He lost to Bron Breakker, of course, at Backlash, but it took a team effort. Now, in WWE, a steel cage is supposed to keep out everybody. Yeah, that's bullshit. That doesn't happen. I guarantee you that because there's no roof on that freaking thing. Trust me. So, again, you can throw that freaking thing out the window. And Envision's going to be desperate. I think desperate to literally make sure Seth freaking Rollins is no longer a problem in their vision. So what do you think about this?
So I'm thinking here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe Rollins wins, but the question is, where does he go from here afterwards? That's the thing, because the Vision feud is the only thing he has going for him at the moment. So if this finishes, where does he go from there? That's where my mind's working. I'm still picking Rollins to win, but I'm more interested to see what happens afterwards because I'll be real with you, I don't really care so much for the Vision, sadly.
No one does. Except maybe Logan Paul, because, I mean, Logan Paul...
Big ups to Bronson Reed, though, who's a TMDK member, so big ups to him.
And shout out to Jonah and the big dog. I mean, again, get well soon.
Once you're TMDK, you're TMDK for life. That's what Shane and Mikey says. You're gonna disagree with them? Hell no, you ain't.
All right, let off on that comment right there, Batty friend. But I also understand, agree. But
I'm
that
not
being said,
lying. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
no lies
We
detected.
got that started. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm about to say this is a TED Talk. This is Batty analysis, forever known by this young
No,
punk.
it's just me being silly, guys. It's okay. No,
We wouldn't want you any other way.
Are
Honestly,
we sure?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can guarantee you for sure. As cheating on pro wrestling fan, I understand this language better than anybody. Arigato. That being said, you got Seth freaking Rollins winning.
Yeah, I got Rollins winning.
Okay, so far it's unanimous here, and now I saved the two most unique mindsets for last. Let's see, who should I start with this time? Let's do JJ this time. JJ, what do you think? I mean, when it comes to Seth freaking Rollins, he is synonymous with the World Heavyweight Championship. Hell, he was the one that led its legacy in the first place, ironically enough. Winning it here at Night of Champions when it was first established against the phenomenal AJ Styles, and set a precipice on what it meant to hold on to this title, where he held it in a higher regard than the undisputed WWE title during that whole storyline to WrestleMania 40. But he honestly has not felt the same without that title since that run. The last run, of course, when he actually had it for a cup of coffee, got injured. And again, injuries have plagued Seth Rollins for years. The biggest thing Bron Breakker has is youth and potential. But again, how do you capitalize on that potential if you keep losing, especially against the man that literally christened you for that potential? It's almost one of those weird things where it feels like the mentor versus the student, where Seth Rollins was trying to be the guiding line on Bron Breakker's future. Now, Paul Heyman, of course, right now is influencing that. But let's be honest here. In the end of the day, Paul Heyman guys not named Bron Breakker, they get moments, but they all get thrashed in the end of a rivalry. You can look at the timeline of people not named it never ends well for them, and they go on their own and they fade away to obscurity. One Bron Breakker has his advantage, though, is speed and a dog call. Not as me as a Barkus Brody King, but that's a whole different conversation. That being said, JJ, got Bron winning or got Seth winning?
See, Ash brought up something that really got me thinking. All Seth has is the vision.
Or what was this vision?
So where does he go from here?
Dot, dot, dot.
I think Rob may be onto something.
Oh?
Because he mentioned how Roman told Fatu to kill Rollins. So if Jacob costs Rollins the match and Braun wins, now we've got where Seth goes next. He goes after Jacob, possibly at Saturday night's main event, in order to get to Roman at SummerSlam.
That's a swerve.
That's a really good shout. That's a really good ass shout.
Because
I like that a lot.
if Seth wins, then what?
Bron's buried.
You need a reason for him to go. And yeah, maybe Jacob could attack him after the match.
I was just about to say that.
But if you're going to do that, give Braun the victory. Because, like you pointed out, the young guy needs some momentum going into the second biggest show of the year.
He's had a couple of stutter steps, too, during his recent matches as well. And I wonder if WWE's holding that against him. It almost makes you wonder, would they have him go back after the freaking Intercontinental Championship?
Well, I don't think they're going to throw him in there in the world title picture just yet. But Braun Breaker, Mr. Money in the Bank could be a thing come October.
That could be Paul Heyman's last ace in the hole for him. That's a fair shout, too. He's
You
never
know,
held that.
but at the same time, you never know when a title opportunity may fall out of the sky. Where's the briefcase usually hung?
Oh, high above the ring, as always.
We could be looking at CM Punk as a 3-time Money in the Bank winner this year. Because you never know when a title opportunity may fall out of the sky.
Tease of the things to come. But that
But,
being said,
So
continue.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Bron on this one, and it may be a little Emmanuel card coded,
Not
but
really.
I don't think it's too much. And I totally blame Ash. You know, if Seth wins, where does he go from here? But by Seth losing, and especially if it's Fatu that costs him, that's how you divert him onto another thing.
The thing though, JJ, you got to consider what Seth Rollins is. Not just a visionary. He is literally a cerebral assassin trainee and one of the highest in-ring IQs on that psychology, led by Paul Levesque, who christened him as the future during the era that we don't talk about. But nonetheless, it does feel like to me that Seth Rollins either way has a road to SummerSlam or a different avenue to pursue. Bron Breakker, based on everything I've seen with him, maybe not necessarily a championship, maybe a different grudge. And again, what happened on Monday night in the UK that cost him and the division? The person they took out, Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry has yet to have, correct me if I'm mistaken, Joe Hendry has yet to have a major singles program since coming up on Monday Night Raw. Am I correct?
I believe you are correct.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
I think I just figured out what Bron Breakker is going to do next, because Austin Theory is not going to sell. Bron Breakker, Joe Hendry. The entertainment value versus the physical capability. We all know that Joe Hendry can wrestle. I think I just figured out the puzzle. And that was easier than a cheat code or a puzzle box.
And Joe Hendry singing a song about Bron Breakker at Saturday night's main event is another way to help fill up that card.
Hey, he got a #1 single, Can We Fire Logan Paul? I mean, if Logan Paul can't do anything, I'm waiting for him to make a song about Bron Breakker and add that to my
And you know what?
Spotify
We've
playlist.
said his name too many times. We got to get the shtick in one more time.
Oh, fuck it.
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Or be cursed.
Shut the fuck up, Charles!
I'm always gonna say it. Ha!
Damn it. All right, that being said, JJ picked Bron Breakker. All right, so it's a split. Dave, I see your hand. Would you guys say real quick? Get that out of here.
Yes.
Yeah. Joe Hendry was going to have a program, but the guy got hurt. He had Logan Paul. That was what the song about Logan Paul was. It went all over the place. But when Logan Paul got hurt, that's where he lost his program. And really, Breakker should be out of the title picture. See, what happened with him is Oba overtook him because Bron Breakker was that guy a year and a half ago, but he's had a couple of injuries too that backed him up, and Oba kind of went right past him, unfortunately.
Yeah. And again, what Oba's done in 6 months, unfucking believable. All right.
No, it's
that
not.
being said, what?
No, it's not.
Okay.
For anybody that has followed my NXT, what Oba has done in 6 months is not unfucking believable. It's 100% believable, and I could have told you.
Yeah, JJ, keyword, those that followed. WWE reaches out to Cindy from Cincinnati and Joe Schmo from Kokomo. They just see this big bruising dude as, why is this guy not from Wakanda? That being said, thank you, JJ.
Jamaica, who I wanna
non-copyright, damn it. Non-copyright. That's not even in the damn song. Anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's the whole intro, bro.
Wakanda is not in
JJ
I didn't say Wakanda.
What?
I did not say Wakanda.
Well, I said Wakanda, and you shift the narrative once again. So clearly your hearing was impaired. You just want to mess with me. Ride the ladder. Go figure. That being said, good song, though, but not copyright.
You got cursed.
Yeah, well, what else?
You're cursed.
Shut up, both of you freaking idiots. I can't tell which one right now is Danhausen and which one is Joe Hendry. Stop it. This is what happens when you got two producers in the same damn room and Ash, who thankfully doesn't mess with. Well, no, stop that.
What did I miss again, Danhausen? I love Danhausen. What did I miss?
JJ being an idiot and Charles.
No one's cursed.
Oh, I love that picture. That's a good picture. Very nice, very evil, very lovely.
I'm removing that from this brand. All right, that being said,
I will say, I don't know if you guys saw the video that was going around socials yesterday. No, I know you didn't, but the rest of you. where Danhausen was in the mirror with Charlotte Flair's robe, and then all of a sudden Charlotte Flair had the Danhausen makeup on?
Yes.
That was awesome, seeing Charlotte Flair with Danhausen makeup.
That's
She
disturbing.
earned a couple of brownie points from me yesterday. The fact she was able to go with that and have some fun with it.
That is
WWE
adorable.
ever brought back that weird mix match challenge? That's the first team right there, just because
Oh
it was
my
freaking
god,
hilarious.
yes. Yes.
Danhausen and Flairhausen.
Yes.
Harrison, there we go. Yes. Very beautiful, very nice, very elegant.
I'm surrounded by fucking idiots. All
Oh,
right.
you love it, Noah.
Oh my god. Why do I deal with this? Moving on, let's go ahead and get back to regularly scheduled program. And Emmanuel, finish this thing up. Bron Breakker or Seth freaking Rollins, still cage match. Bloody freaking hell. Who you got winning?
In both scenarios, the Street Profits lose, to be honest. If you think about it, if Seth Rollins wins, he moves up from the division, and Monte Ford is right. They shouldn't have trust him in the beginning. If Fatu comes along and he moves along and focuses shift to the bloodline, Montez Ford is still right. He moved on. He's they're going to finish off the division. So both scenarios kind of suck. I'm just saying, it's like if you think about it, it's back. Montez Ford is right. That you're another that Seth Rollins convinced him that they needed his help, and now he's going to abandon him because he's like, all right, I beat him. Now what? I'm gone. I'm done with them. But they're not, because who's going to be chasing them for the tag team titles? Division. If they take that road. Because let's face facts. Bron Breakker, this is unfortunate for today's technology. Too many people are on the phone posting botches.
Oh, that's right.
It's sad. Like they posted on Botchamania and they put phone. Yeah. Hi, Matthew. Love the show, but at times it's like too much botches. Like it ruins.
Too much botches.
No, it's true. Like
No, you're not
look
wrong.
at Bron
Continue.
Breakker. Like look at Bron Breakker. Like they show how many botches they've been doing, and it's not looking good. If I was a viewer and I see that, like, wow, he's really terrible. Why are people cheering for him? Why it's like it that's why the IWC is so is killing the product. IWC is killing wrestling itself because they're so fickle and they nitpick everything.
Well, that's why you do what John Monson Samoa Joe says and get the fuck off X, or do what the Superman does and go hello and tell the rest of the world to fuck off with muted notifications. But anyway, continue back on this match.
Yeah, back to the match. But like, Bron Breakker needs to win, but everyone surprised me and my pick. Seth Rollins wins sadly. Like I said, it is sadly because I want Bron Breakker to win and get elevated from this. Seth Rollins doesn't really need this one, but eventually we need to end this feud. And what did the feuds end? With the baby faces winning or the heels winning?
Usually in a feud, the baby faces win in the end, especially when a storyline extends over a year. Like I said, this has been going on technically since April last year.
Exactly. So, if they're really going to end it, Seth Rollins going to win it, sadly.
I'm just wondering if Paul Heyman's going to take a bump, much like he's done with most of these fallouts with Paul Heyman guys, and the adversary getting the better of him on the other side. Just saying, hello, CM Punk versus... But that being said, thank you, Emmanuel. So with that, JJ's the odd one out. He's the only one that picked Bron Breakker for this match, so we'll see what happens. All right. Well, that being said, a lot of insanity as per usual, but still great fun times. That's the predicting. A lot of unique talk, a lot of rants and criticisms. We even had almost a moment of batting TED Talk. But let's go ahead and get right down to serious business. The one match that matters the most this entire night, in my opinion, because we really don't know which way this is going to go, but we all probably have different avenues how we think it should go. So let's go ahead and get right into what I believe is being called the main event as we talk about this year's King of the Ring tournament finals between Yeet, Jey Uso, and the Ruler, Oba Femi. And remember, whoever wins this will get a World Championship match at SummerSlam. All right, folks, let's swing and dive into this. Oba Femi, who was called out by Roman Reigns after Oba says that he wants to go after Roman beats CM Punk in that 30-minute insanity of WrestleMania Sunday. And Oba Femi, who, to JJ's point, has been anything opposite of unbelievable. He's freaking believable, fucking believable to be a guy that could rule WWE for the next several decades. With the level of comfort to the adaptation of the noise he controls in his promos, in his delivery, in his presentation of dominance in the ring against the Beast Incarnate, even with a 1-1 record right now. There's no limit to what Oba Femi can be in WWE if booked correctly, and so far they haven't fucked it up. And of course, right now, Jey Uso, he's a guy looking for former glory, but also he still might be a little envious in the fact that he's not the one you acknowledge to be maybe the one with the one, if not above the one. They're the ones, but maybe he wants to be the one. Just saying. I do think there's a sense of envy that Jey Uso wants to be Roman Reigns and not above him, as we saw when he said, LA Knight, you need to acknowledge me. And we saw what happened there. Again, he's been much more emotional too, especially envious maybe of Jacob 2's favoritism right now with Roman Reigns as the killer, and how apropos. Nonetheless, though, it's also one of those things where Oba Femi brought Lesnar, they're one-on-one, and Brock Lesnar right now, haven't seen him, but Oba wants Brock. So would Oba pass up the opportunity for a world championship just to get revenge against the Beast Incarnate, or does the Beast inside Oba to that third rematch because you said his name? Does Jey Uso get a chance to upset the Tribal Chief, not by tribal combat, but by an earned opportunity? Or do we see Roman manipulate the narrative and send Jey Uso after Cody Rhodes, who we had retained earlier, and Cody and Jey, who are the closest of friends, until they yeet again on behalf of Roman's agenda? Might be very well the opposite. Who leaves this year as the King of the Ring winner? Let's go around the horn and see what everybody thinks. Believe it or not, I don't think this man has started a match out on all tonight. So we're going to start with him, and we're just going to keep going around counterclockwise, starting with the storyteller, ending with the bat. JJ, you're on bat first. You set the pace of the precipice. Who you got leaving this year's King of the Ring tournament as the winner? And before you begin, this match right now in the poll is almost 50-50.
This match for me is the equivalent of Mercedes and Maya World for Forbidden Door. Do I go with my head? Do I go with my heart? My heart tells me go with Oba. Because Oba deserves it. My head tells me WWE booking has got 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. Now, question becomes there. Rob keeps pointing out in the chat, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. This is going to be the first match because Brock Lesnar has to come in there, do his shit, and get the fuck out of there. Okay? But what if Brock doesn't show tomorrow? It's very hard to keep surprises when it comes to Saudi.
Facts.
I would almost rather Oba win, come out on Raw to celebrate, get confronted by Brock. Match made for Saturday night's main event, Brock Oba 3 with the title shot at SummerSlam on the line.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Because you can keep a surprise for Raw. It's harder to keep a surprise for Saudi. Because there's already rumors swirling around that Jay could have some help. While we've been on the air, I've been seeing that a certain member of the family was at the Performance Center getting a checkup and could have possibly already signed a deal.
Oh. Well, we've definitely talked about his name a lot here when it comes to this bloodline. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They teased the backlash too, because they said he was in Tampa, and we all thought he was showing up at Backlash and didn't.
No.
And he could always not show up too. But again, there's heavy rumors swirling. Take rumors for a grain of salt. You know, I usually try not to buy into rumors unless it has, you know, from the desk of WWE, from the desk of AEW on the letterhead. But, you know, we're predicting. We're playing a game of what ifs right now.
Accurate.
I feel like Zilla Fatu would be someone that would be easier to sneak into Saudi because he's lower profile. I don't think the Saudis would really know who the hell he is. You know what I mean?
Accurate.
Whereas
Who
Brock
are you?
Lesnar is somebody people are going to recognize.
And pop for.
So if somebody were to do a run-in, I think it would be easier to sneak Zilla in. Again, do you go with your head? Do you go with your heart?
Well, you got less than 12 hours to officially decide on that.
Can I add something real quick to JJ's point?
Go ahead.
Isn't that kind of how the Gorillas of Destiny also made their debut at Saudi Arabia by helping with the bloodline?
That's exactly right.
That's what this whole Zilla situation reminded me of, and it could possibly play out with Zilla. That's why I just wanted to mention that. It's a good shout, by the way.
W loves the retcon, and they love bringing up freaking Samoan in a black hoodie.
Solo Sikoa, anybody?
Hello. Freaking
So we had Drew McIntyre doing freaking karaoke at the end of the show without having to do a $25 super chat.
I'm still pissed off.
Why did you have to remind me of that post-match, JJ?
It's history, Charles, and it's
I want to forget about that at night. Thank you very much.
But some things
everybody
you can't forget.
does.
You just archive it in the back of your brain in a giant warehouse in a crate. All right.
But do you think I want to remember Mae Young giving birth to a hand and then seeing the hand on an old school Raw all grown up?
All right, moving on. Before
You think I want to remember these things, Charles? No, but I saw them. I witnessed them. Do you think I want to remember Katie Vick?
All right,
but
that's
I
enough.
witnessed these things. Okay.
All right, JJ, shut your time capsule.
I'm just making a point, Noah. Just because we don't want to remember things doesn't mean we don't actually remember things.
I understand that, but there's also a thing called a time capsule. You can shut the lid. All right.
Yeah, but opening time capsules are fun.
Yeah, sometimes. All right. That being said, JJ right now sounds like he's playing the fifth. He didn't necessarily pick. He just gave you red pill, blue pill of the what ifs and how this thing could happen with possibly a Samoan interference adding to the bloodline again, 15th time.
The problem is there's too much bloodline. And Oba
much
is
money.
a man unto himself. You know, you got Roman, you got Jay, you got Jimmy. Solo is a man unto himself. The
Yes.
MFTs have abandoned him. Is he trying to get back into Roman's good graces? Does Sami help Jay? Because Sami feels that Jay will help Sami.
We haven't seen them together in a segment, though.
Does Jacob come out to help Jay? Because he has basically a life debt to Roman right now. He's Roman's bitch.
Accurate.
Much like Luther Reigns was Kurt's bitch. Anybody remember that? I do. NoDQ.com remembers.
That's a throwback and a half.
There's too much bloodline, I think, for Oba to be able to successfully overcome. If Brock does show up, does Brock cost Oba? Or does he help Oba and then say, I helped you, I want a shot for your title opportunity?
That's a Paul Heyman instigation if I've ever heard it.
I saved you from the bloodline. You owe me an opportunity to get that title match.
You want to get your win
Is
back?
that how we get there?
Put something on the line.
You know, probably against my better judgment and less than 12 hours, I'm going to go with Oba.
Okay. He went with Oba Femi.
Money probably has it on Jay, but I'm going to go Oba.
Good luck, JJ. That's all I got to say. All right. Oba Femi, the opening ballot. Let's go around the rest of the horn and see what the rest of you all think. And we are going to go this time in a triangular formation, which means, Charles, you're up to bat next. And then we'll go reverse there, which again, and we'll bat. Charles, what do you think here, man? Based on everything JJ dropped. Do you got Oba Femi or do you got Jey Uso? Do we need to see Jey Uso pursue a world championship again? How well did that experiment go? Is Oba Femi's time this soon on the main roster, a la SummerSlam, next big thing against The Rock back in the early 2000s? What do you guys say?
Your SummerSlam WWE title match is going to be Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. Jey Uso's winning this because of Brock Lesnar. Oba keeps calling Brock out so many times at this point. You don't think Brock's not going to show up? And also, it's Saudi. You really think Brock ain't going to show up either?
Fair point. Payday.
Like, come on. Even if it's just for a simple run-in. That's what's going to happen. King Jey Uso.
Okay, you got King Yeet. Manuel, you right now break the tie with these two as we are 1-1. This is very interesting. What do you guys say regarding this? Is it as simple as Charles put it? It's like saying his name 3 times that he appears apparently. Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock Lesnar, as far as the record here goes in Saudi Arabia, I mean, yeah, he's definitely wreck shop here. Let's not forget what he did to Cody Rhodes, incapacitated a man. That led to their trilogy, of course, that concluded at SummerSlam. So again, does another Brock Lesnar trilogy conclude at SummerSlam? Is this how you instigate it? Or do we get maybe that big fight feel in the Mega Sports Entertainment as JJ booked it? Does either of those matter here, though, when it comes to who wins the King of the Ring tournament, though? Who you got?
Like earlier, I said that my pick was Oba Femi. There's no point for main event Jey Uso to win because we tried that already and it failed miserably. It's just like it didn't connect. It just he gets tired. Like this is like when he was when he came out to do a promo battle against Oba Femi. Like, let's do it again. It's me, who's, and he's like,
run it back.
like, hey, he's already gassed. He's tired.
Dude
Like,
needs an asthma inhaler.
To be fair, it's a freaking desert out there, too. It's already going to be scorching hot, so I don't think that's going to help anything.
So it's one of those things like, stop doing that, Jay. like not doing the G. Just do it once, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Don't listen to the crowd, because if you get tired just with the one, why do it twice? Just saying. But for me, like, Oba needs to win. Like, if Brock Lesnar does come out, it'd be kind of like a disappointment, because you telling me not only the Bloodline's gonna come out, but like Brock Lesnar's now gonna come out to help one man. Why not? Let's see. Why not? In SummerSlam, we need to see Oba Femi overcome all the odds. Not only does he defeat Brock Lesnar, he destroys all the Bloodline and wins the title against Roman Reigns. That's the line. That's the line we're going to. Like, is that what you're telling? Because that's where you guys are telling me, like, that the Bloodlines might help Jey Uso. Then that's the point. Like, but at the same time, I could see Triple H's vision and what people have been doing with the photos. Sami Zayn again turn against Cody Rhodes. We've seen like Randy Orton turn against the Golden Boy.
Everyone's turning against Cody. Let's just call it what it is.
We've seen Cena, the main quarterback, turn the QB number one.
So
and who's that?
Jade turns on Roman?
No, remember remember the ending of who helped Cody Rhodes win the title?
Yeah.
Jey Uso, Sami Zayn,
everybody.
Sami Zayn, Kara Owens, unfortunately, injured. That's right. Yeah.
You're right. Jey Uso is the one guy that has yet to super kick Cody in the face.
Exactly, and that's why he's calling his shot. And that's the only storyline left in that everybody who helped Cody turned on him. Then what? Ash like he sees Cody Rhodes to hold the title to WrestleMania. Then who's next? Who's next after that?
Yep, Oba Femi and somebody else, hopefully.
Exactly. So it's like do we like? I get the catering of Cody Rhodes versus Oba Femi, but the money matches Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns, and to defeat the whole entire Bloodline with outside shenanigans, and Oba didn't need help. He's the main man.
Take the Bloodline down, one man army versus freaking Cody Rhodes that took an entire army. All right,
that's what Stone Cold. That's what Stone Cold did with the corporation.
Yep, you're right. I do remember that. He freaking raised hell every night, whooped ass, and freaking came out on top. What? I get what you're doing here. I get what you're doing. And Oba Femi brings that same energy, but also the size of Oba Femi, though. Motherfucker, as Jeff motherfucking Meacham says. A whole different dynamic, though, from a competitor's side. But I do see what you mean. That being said, Oba Femi. All right, so we got Oba Femi, and we also had, of course, Oba Femi as well. And this guy thinks that Jey Uso is going to take on Cody. So right now, it is a split. I guess I'll go next. It's one of those things right now that, again, what is the best way to sell SummerSlam if you're not going to involve Brock Lesnar officially retiring? I feel like it's got to be Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus insert blank. He's going to defend the title, obviously. I don't think Cody Rhodes is losing that championship before SummerSlam. But as far as Oba Femi, there's a reason while WWE loves to tease long-term things, especially with Roman, who's been full-time. Roman and Oba each spoke each other's names. That has to be which way they're going. I just don't know if they're ready to shoot Oba Femi that quick to the championship. Let's see what happened to previous people who've been in this spot and how they either rose the occasion for a long time or crashed and burned in the short haul. I don't think Oba Femi's at the risk of that, though, but it's also one of those things right now, though, that Oba Femi, he needs to rebound after what happened in Clash in Italy. Because already people are writing off Oba Femi that you made him lose to Brock Lesnar in Clash in Italy, blah, 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 blah. They're 1-1, folks. Get off your damn high horse. I feel like you got to run the third one back. It's just a matter of what stage you do it with. Do you do it at SummerSlam or do you do it at Saturday Night's main event in Madison Square Garden? The Mecca itself. Maybe get a redemption from what happened at WrestleMania 20. There's another thing you may want to forget. Sorry, not sorry. But that being said, yeah, I got over Femi winning this right now. It's just too much stock in him this year. He's the guy in WWE for 2026. Period. And if his pride wants him to take on Brock Lesnar versus going after Roman Reigns first, or Roman wants to send Jigga Jimmy Uso, Mama Uso, this person here, Rikishi, out of retirement, so be it. Bottom line, though, I think Femi needs to win this. I don't think you need a shenanigans of an interference angle to protect Femi and set him up for a different narrative. As soon as Femi won at WrestleMania, I was bought in for Femi versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sunday basically set up my SummerSlam main event, period. And I don't see anything else topping that. Not even Brock Lesnar and Femi 3, especially when they only can go for like less than 10 minutes. I go with Femi winning. Kinova. So that being said, Dave, you're next. What do you think about this? And before I give it to you, 52% in favor of Jey Uso. 48% in favor of Femi. That's how close it is.
Well, I mentioned earlier the match with Seth and Bron was leading to this, because I still think Seth's going to beat Bron and go to get Roman. So that leaves Oba facing Brock at SummerSlam. So I think there's going to be something, whether it's Brock interfering and failing and then Fatu finishing him off, because I think Fatu's going to get involved too. Fatu's, like JJ said, he's Roman's bitch. He's Roman's right-hand man, his enforcer. And I think they're going to make sure Jay wins. And I just think that as big as Oba is, they're screwing this up. And the bloodline they're wanting to push the bloodline again, big time. And they're pushing it. They're going to push it hard. And I think that Jay's going to get this somehow, some way. And then we see him against Cody at SummerSlam. At first, I thought it was going to be Punk and Cody at SummerSlam, but now with the falling out of the sky, I think even though they pushed Money in the back like 3 times, I think that's where Punk's going to win, and we spoke about that earlier. So I think it's going to be Jay and Cody, former tag team champions together, friends going after each other. And as Jay said, it's all about the business and what he's got. He's going to do what he's got to do. And he's been way more assertive this time around. And I just think, and I hate it. I hate it. I think Oba should be going to SummerSlam like Brock did in 2002. I think that should be what they should do. But, of course, that's fantasy booking, and TKO and Triple H and them are going to do what they feel is going to do better for them, and the bloodline's money to them.
All right, fair enough. I just want to put this out here, though. Ash, the last time that both nights mattered consecutively for these 2-night showcases was WrestleMania 40. This is what, the second or third 2-night SummerSlam? Why not make both nights matter with a continual story? What if, ... Oba Femi gets to maybe challenge Roman on night 1 because Roman instigates this because he doesn't want to deal with Oba, or he has a fix in, maybe not in the bloodline, but Brock Lesnar, because he knows the envy with Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi, considering how much Oba wants Brock, and that leads to Brock versus Oba night 2, and somehow Seth Rollins calls his shot. You still get Roman actually working double duty again on that. I'm just figuring that SummerSlam needs some sort of continual way where at least either Oba or Roman appear on both nights to really make this show matter. And there's so many different ways we're looking at Roman and Oba and Brock and Seth, Cody and Jade, whatever. It's just one of those things right now that we want to see a clear direction for Femi, but can we trust WWE to do that? So that being said, Ash, you wrap things up and apparently must have influenced people because guess what, folks? It just got deadlocked. It's now 50-50 on the poll across 28 people. So no favorite. So Ash, where do you stand in this? Who you guys king of the ring?
So, as much as I would love for Obafemi to win the tournament, because I love that man, I just love him destroying shit. Because I love me a big hoss wrestler. I just love monsters. I tell you what,
the freaking likes kaiju. Go figure. The Japanese fan likes kaiju.
I just love seeing like Obafemi like destroy shit and kick ass and leave. But I have a feeling Jade, by some hook or crook, whether it be bloodline shenanigans, Lesnar involvement, Jey Uso's winning this. Because I'm as much as I've said this quite a bit, like even I'm starting to get a little tired of the bloodline. But every time I say that, they find some ways to suck me back into the drama because I love me some drama. As much as I'm tired of it, because right now there's nothing interesting in me in the bloodline right now, but that could all change, especially SummerSlam, because that's what happened a few years ago. I'm like, okay, you hooked me. Like, I can be easily persuaded, okay? So
that's fair.
Right now, bloodline stuff, not interested, but that could all change going down to SummerSlam, but yeah, I think Jey Uso's winning it.
All right, fair enough. And again, folks, predictions are not final until noon Eastern Standard Time today on the East Coast. And as we look at the West Coast, noon Pacific Time. Jade, I saw your hand. What do you want to add to that real quick? I'm still unsure of my thoughts about this as well, because I'm like, do we need to see interference in this between Bloodline and Brock Lesnar, or can one man just fucking win? But then again, too much stock in both these men. One's a merchandise mover. The other one's the fucking future. What's more valuable to the WWE brand? Just saying. Go ahead, JJ. What you got to say real quick before we wrap this up?
I just wanted to piggyback on what Ash said. Again, God damn it, Ash. About the drama being what ropes her back in. That right there. And I know there's certain people, Noah, that don't give a fuck, Noah, about stories and drama and bullshit, Noah. But that right there is exactly why drama and storytelling is important to a weekly wrestling show. Just when she stops to care about an angle, there is something that pulls her back in. God damn it, that's why it's so critical. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh, shut the hell up, you freaking filibuster. Go watch a reality show on telenovela or freaking Survivor 50.
I do have a telenovela. I have a telenovela. It's called The Judgment Day.
Right? And when you go to Wednesday nights, it's called The Death Riders and the Don Callis Family.
Well, Don Callis family, Death Riders is just a
Don't
team
forget
of
the Elite's
wrestlers.
bad for that,
No.
too.
It's definitely the Don Callis family because you've got El Idolo. That's total telenovela right there.
Oh, right.
How do you know?
And Andrade.
Keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going.
That's a good point. That's a good
Keep going.
point.
The Don Callis family is AEW's Brady Bunch. That's what that freaking is without a woman.
No,
Don Callis in the
the
middle.
whole drama with Takeshita, that is telenovela if I've ever fucking seen.
Okay, I'll give you that. Or a Japanese anime of a Fallout.
Albino?
Why? Anyway, Emmanuel, I see your hand real quick before we go on the Crunchyroll advertising. What the heck do you got to say?
Isn't it amazing, Noah, that when Jey Uso dethroned Gunther, that they were calling it the worst WrestleMania decision of all time? A lot of fans were shitting on it, on Jey Uso, and now all of a sudden, now a lot of people are saying, yeah, Jey Uso's going to win it. How ironic is that?
Well, fans are
I find it hilarious inside.
Regardless of how bad that decision went, and I think Dave will attest to this, there is no worse WrestleMania decision than putting LT and Bam Bam Bigelow as the fucking main event. That is the worst WrestleMania decision that they ever fucking
that stuff like that was it's okay to have the stars in there, but and football players, but don't put them in a main event ever.
All right. I feel like I need
wanna
a flash
can
of
I
white
point out
screen
something
and white.
about the Gunther versus Jey Uso match at that WrestleMania.
Go for it.
I will say this: Jey Uso tapping out Gunther, storyline wise, made sense. I just did not like how fast Gunther tapped out. That's my
Oh
only-
yeah, it was like he
That's
tapped
way
out
too
immediately. It was
that's-
Ilya
ridiculous.
Dragunov had to club the man in the back of a fucking head with a flying torpedo and a forearm, ground and pound him, and then go for the sleeper hold. And even still, Gunther took a moment to tap out in front of a small audience in the Capitol Wrestling Center at NXT TakeOver 36. I rest my case, Your Honor.
That's the argument I can make because
Mhm.
if you paid attention to the story leading into WrestleMania, it made sense that Jay beat Gunther using the same move Gunther used to destroy his brother Jimmy, adding some more spice to the shit. I just didn't like how fast Gunther tapped out.
Well, that just goes to
that's it.
show, even if a story draws you in, the ending can still fucking suck. But that being said,
Mhm.
we'll see how this story ends. Find out next time to be continued here at the Simple Audible Studios when it comes to Jey Uso as a valuable singles champion. And you know
I
what?
will
That's a
say,
fair
I will
point, bro.
say to Ash about how quickly Gunther tapped. Gunther tapping that quickly also makes sense, and you can look at for either side of that coin. The head side of the coin, Gunther knows how severe that move is and what damage it can do if he doesn't tap out quickly. The tail side of that coin, Jay is so inexperienced executing that move, he could seriously fuck Gunther up if he holds it too long or does something wrong. So let me tap out quickly so he doesn't injure me.
That's a fair point. That's a fair shout.
In-ring IQ, again, in-ring versus the drama of a cinematic reality. The many
Well,
elements of
that's
professional
bloody
wrestling.
techers for you right there.
Well, again, techers versus freaking technical difficulties and cinematic glitches. I think I know which one I invest in. While JJ, or some
I think
people
that's
here,
going to be an Ash t-shirt we have to make. I just need you to message me how you spell techers, and we'll get that. We'll get like I heart bloody techers or something.
Tekkers, and I'm gonna spell END for the end of this shenanigans that was Cinema as we got not a champion. So everyone shut the fuck up. That being said, enough talk about fucking Telemundos or freaking cinematic masterpieces. Go watch Titanic, Godfather, and Scarface back to back to back if you want that shit. I don't need that in professional wrestling, damn it, when there's more content from a movie standpoint than in-ring competition. That's
Or
when
you
you
can
draw
watch
me
The
out.
Goodfellas and The Departed for that stuff too.
I
Whatever.
prefer Casino.
That's a
for
good shout. Now you
Scarface.
can recommend that.
Casino
All right.
and Tombstone.
Well, rest in peace.
Godfather.
Oh my gosh, if I had a gun right now, where would it be pointing to first? Anyway, let's go ahead and get the fuck out of here. Again, folks, what are your thoughts? Who's king? Who's queen? Does the steel cage matter? When do we make the United States Championships great again? I mean, does Tiffany Stratton retain, or does Trick Williams also retain? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And then let's get the fuck out of here and get some sleep. Thank goodness I'm not on the call because I am not going to deal with 25 minutes of commercials times 3. That being said, thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for our live coverage and stay tuned for Predictions League breakdown, of course, Monday evening. And also, one more of these fucking freaking city predictings, and then I can finally rest. Good grief. And again, good luck to everybody. Make sure you put your
Rest?
predictions in. I
Rest?
will literally. I've learned what napping is. I don't know what sleep is, but I learned what napping is, JJ. Again, shush, brother. That being said, again, make sure you put your predictions in. If you haven't already, I'll send you the form. Good luck to all of you. As everyone I know, DQ chases me, as I'm only in the lead by 1 point. It's a very slim margin. Let's get the fuck out of here and get some sleep, damn it. Especially when you guys are approaching the damn time zones here of the East. Charles, glad you popped out of the manhole cover. Before you ascend down that ladder and cover up, where can people find you and connect with you?
Not one. You can follow me on X on Twitter, Grandel, and believe in Chase University, damn it, or be cursed.
Never. Absolutely never. And Rob Green, you're absolutely welcome to come on Cinema Dating. Thank you so much for engaging as well. And apparently, Maura also agrees about Goodfellas, hands down. And Sharon Stone's Care to Ruins Casino. Well, she didn't ruin Basic Instinct. What? That being said, let's go ahead and get the fuck out of here. I remember the spoof segment from WrestleMania 21, and then I saw the original. I was like, okay, that's a thing. When are we doing this with Nina Shirakawa yet? Anyway, let's go ahead and get the fuck out of
Chill,
here.
calm down
Yes.
there,
You're
Noah.
slowly corrupting
Calm
my
down
blood.
there.
I'm slowly losing my mind surrounded by these buffoons, and I can see it clearly. God damn it. Lord forgive me. All right, Emmanuel, plug you and your sister and go freaking take a siesta. Thank you, as always, for your patronage. Where can people connect and find you? Damn.
Yes, you could follow me at Interactive Games and Movies Reviews. Well, and if you're following along, The Sims 3, Noah is going to college. He's going to communication and becoming a fortune teller. How ironic! I kid you not. That sounds like simply predicting. Is fortune telling the future of predictions? You can't make this shit up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can.
Well, you-
Fuck, me a fortune teller. What the fuck?
But seriously, it's like you can see movies. Like hopefully YouTube will be nice to me and stop blocking my movie choices. Until then, I'll post it finally once YouTube decides to let me to upload a movie. But nevertheless, you can follow also my Facebook at Emmanuel Dominguez, EDM7224, as the biggest John Cena hater of all time. You can follow my dorky sister Arlene Dominguez at Facebook, Arlene Dominguez at Instagram, and ADM7224 at the X. Other than that, the worst movie premiere scenario is John Cena and the Marine.
Will you stop that?
He's just asking for it to get hit by a chunkle at some point. He's asking for it.
It's probably still awake hearing this. They're going to find a way to come after you with Arlene, and they're going to double team you
With a
a bigger
chunkle.
beating than Paige and Brie Bella. Freaking Brimo's going to be engaged by Arlene. All right. Thank you, Emmanuel. Nice knowing you. Good grief almighty. Dave, absolute pleasure. So glad to have you part of the City Predicting family. Go ahead and tell what the people can further engage and find you. And again, shout out to the Florida side of the No DQ crew.
Yay. Thank you, Noah, for having me again. You can find me on Facebook at Dave Shuffler. You can find me at Major Push Wrestling with our buddy Mean Gino. You can find me on Oofman Entertainment and Gabbing with Oof and we're doing part 3 of the 30-year anniversary of the beginning of the NWO when Bash at the Beach happened, coming up in July. And also find me on No DQ doing predictions and also involved on the Tuesday night reviews. And again, thank you for having me again.
It's always a pleasure. Again, no matter how much you all piss me off, and boy, do you, I still appreciate all of you. All right, that being said, she doesn't necessarily piss me off, but she does definitely drive me batty, but we wouldn't want her any other way. Ash, always a pleasure. Go ahead and tell the people can connect and find you. And of course, you and I will soon have a Bag Bracket Beatdown coming up for the G1 Climax, too.
That we will. You can find me on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, at ShadowBadAsh. And don't be a dickhead. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Baddie for Wrestling, or you will be cursed.
Dickhead.
Yes.
Freaking changed it up. Good grief, Ashhausen. All right, thank you, Ash. And I will see you Sunday for our call of the Forbidden Door, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get that off the screen.
Yes.
All right. Shut it, Charles. Oh, good Lord Almighty.
Looking forward to our call. That's going to be so fun.
I can't wait. So much good. So much fun. So much.
So
so much
poor
crazy
Noah
wrestling.
has the displeasure or pleasure of calling a Zack Sabre Jr. match with me.
I expect you to actually be more technical than Taz and me combined. Good luck to you. All right. That being
I
said,
just hope that Ash has towels at the ready to be sitting underneath her.
okay, JJ, really? It's after dark, but you really had to bring that up. Seriously.
Is he wrong,
Noah,
though?
Noah, did Ash deny it?
So say Ash did deny it. She did not deny it.
I'll put it this way. I was about to quote Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. I'm just saying.
No, this is fun. Well, this is awkward.
Love a beat. You know what? That might be accurate. Stop it.
This is
JJ,
great.
this is always a nut house. JJ, go ahead and tell where the people can find you in and out of the insane asylum.
Well, before we get to me, let's put over Walter. You can follow him on Rage of Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe. He only needs like 50 something more subscribers now to get to his goal of 300,
Right.
where he'll have to do the Hot Ones challenge with his wife and Noah playing the host moderator for that. You can also find him at walter.cruz.940 on Instagram and Walter Alex Cruz at X. You can check out Datilla, who was here earlier for one match. Rangers of Wrestling on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. Datilla _ on X. Also follow Pop Culture Powerbomb, PC Powerbomb on X, Twitter. The Bluebird is the word. God damn it! I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, it's dead. All right.
Make sure
moving
you follow us on Simply Reliable Studios, SR Studios 2024. That's where we make all of our major announcements. We're streaming there right now with Simply Predicting. But if you want to just communicate with me, if you want to find me, the real me,
on. The real JJ. There's the
you
graphic.
can follow me on Instagram at the Renegade JJ Williams, YouTube Casa D18 Studios, X Casa D18 Studio, and God damn it, believe in Chase University.
Never. All right. Thank you, JJ. Always appreciate you. Always stand by your convictions, and I will stand by my disagreements with you. May we never fully agree 100%. But appreciate you always, and good luck in the league.
If me and you ever agree 100%, I think the world ends. Yeah, for real. It'll be the real at world's end because we're too good bouncing off each other. There's certain things we agree on.
Yeah, that's
we do find that happy middle occasionally, but it's always better to have, like you said, the yin and the yang.
Exactly.
The peanut butter and the jelly.
Salt and pepper.
Yep.
All right.
The cheese and the burger.
The Pepsi versus Coca-Cola. Pepsi products for life. All right.
Damn right.
Hey, Emmanuel, I see your
except for when it comes to cherry. I will take cherry Coke over cherry Pepsi any day. That's the only difference.
Okay, I'll agree on that because I've had both, and I definitely do see the distinction there. I'll give you that. Emmanuel, I see your hand. What you gotta say, real quick?
I just gotta say to JJ, you know, it's the apocalypse. Once I found my love for John Cena, then you should be really worried about the apocalypse happening.
You know what?
Be running.
That's a good point. That will be the end of everything.
You know that hell is frozen over when the fact that Emmanuel has his own T-shirt for sale, and I don't.
Yeah, that would be the end of everything as we know it.
Because you can buy an Emmanuel card T-shirt, and there's Simply Reliable Studios shirts. There's Saturday Shenanigans shirts, but there's no Renegade shirt.
Yeah,
there's two Walter shirts.
Oh my gosh!
And there's an Emmanuel card shirt. We're gonna get an Ash. I Heart Bloody Techers. Watch. By Forbidden Door. That'll be on the freaking thing for people to be buying.
Make sure it's in orange and black, because that's the only way she'll take it.
Or purple.
Okay,
purple's fine with my brand, with my channel's colors. But yeah. Ooh. Dickhead. Oh my god, the I Love Bloody Techers in the TMDK font with the orange background? Hell yeah.
All right. Well, now you got your design, JJ.
I will see if I can find the TMDK font. I was gonna try to use like a dripping blood font. Considering we're talking about bloody Techers.
That works too.
Oh my gosh, these guys are so creatively ridiculous, but it's still hilarious to engage.
You love it.
I deal with it. All right. Well, thank you, JJ. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 176 of City Predicting. If you want to further engage and find me, good luck, but try if you choose at Imposter1916 on the X and on YouTube. For I am nothing more but a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it. Again, as I pointed out, you've seen how special, how crazy, how wild, how varied these City Predictions can be for WWE, NXT, TNA, AEW, and anything else in and out in between across all brands of professional wrestling, damn it. Still one more of these crazy shenanigans to come, literally, if you're on the East Coast, Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Standard Time, I leave you an Impact with simply predicting TNA Slammiversary. So see who joins the panel there, whether it's the same folks, different folks, less folks, maybe one folk. Don't know. You never know who shows up here on Simply Predicting, either in the chat or on screen. And Rob Green, you're absolutely welcome anytime on here. Just let me know, and I'll be happy to lend you the schedule. And again, I do this primarily for the Big Two and their subsidiaries. And Ring of Honor, because honor is real. And again, we got coverage for Night of Champions. We got Saturday Shenanigans, and then me and Ash will be on the call for AEW Forbidden Door. And then you can stay tuned for Night of Champions and AEW Predictions League Breakdown with me and Papagino across the Superman's brand and, of course, the Papagino Network. Subscribe today. You heard about him earlier. Fellow Florida cast member of Team No DQ, Papagino 0017. And you can see him playing Rocket League and bringing the Major Push towards pro wrestling on Major Push Wrestling, his podcast form that JJ actually debuted on literally this past Wednesday night. Sounds like it was a very fun time. And that's really all I got to say for now, because after this madness of a weekend of wrestling concludes with the Predictions League breakdowns to follow, I'm going to finally be able to really, for the long-term snooze, until we go into Beach Break AEW, where I'll be covering that. Surf's up. But as always, I like to close. There are no winners, no losers, no betters. Just fans with opinions with this passion we all share. So at the end of the day, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, no matter how much they annoy you, and just relax and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we're live or on demand. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bells if you go live on demand on any of the channels here in collaboration with Simple Level Studios and Interactive Games and Movies. Follow us on the X you saw at SR Studios 24 and hit that bell. And I assure you, the madness, the passion, the creativity, the predictions, the insanity is not going to let up anytime soon. But this is finally going to let up as a bid you all now a fine adieu. And again, thank you for everybody that engaged in the chat. On behalf of the entire panel, for Attila, for Nick, even though he's an idiot, for Charles, for Emmanuel, for Dave, for Arlene, far away, for the Renegade Wrestling, JJ, and for our Canadian friend, Ash. I am the Seminole Foster, reminding you and it comes to you as always to bring a positive impact in life. Have a good night, and thanks for tuning in to another insane edition of Simply Predicting Anything But. And we'll see you for Night of Champions, and following that, TNA Slammiversary. Have a good night, folks, and we'll see you next time here at the Simply Reliable Studios. Take care.
Enjoy country reducted.
We don't call it that anymore.
And
Come
believe
on.
it, Joe Hendry.
Damn it, Charles, you fucking idiot.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Or be cursed.
Shut the fuck up, Charles. Damn it. Overkilling it tonight.
And while you're